Ooh, that's quiet. It's like as quiet as it could be.
Yeah,
It got very
so
quiet. It got
loud.
very quiet.
Silent.
And when it gets that quiet,
And it
then
echoed.
that means there's nothing else left to say. But hello, everybody out there in comic book land. My name is George Serrano, aka the Don. And if you're listening to this, you can only be here for one reason, and it's a brand new episode of the Major Issues Podcast, brought to you each and every week by comicbookclick.com. And as always, I am never alone, ma'am. If you could please introduce yourself.
Jessica Roberts, aka the Witch.
We got the witch here in studio, but she's not alone. Other sir, if you could please introduce yourself.
I'm absolutely Asa Griffin.
Yeah, well, there's more members of the gang here. Our third guest, if you could please introduce yourself.
I'm Gregory Thomas. I am Lobo's cigar dealer.
Oh my god, I knew you looked familiar. And last but not least, final guest, if you could please introduce yourself.
Greg fucked the whole thing up. He didn't remember he was third. I know it.
It's all right. We got
It's Yogi, aka Jonathan Guerrero, aka Yogi.
You say it's Yogi, aka Jonathan Guerrero, aka Yogi.
Yes, he did.
That's meta. That's very meta.
Yeah.
But it's going to be one of those episodes here today. We are here to talk about the latest blockbuster superhero film to come out of DC, the DCU Supergirl. It's on the tip of everybody's tongue for a variety of different reasons. And I know a lot of people want to talk about what's been going on with this movie. And I guess a lot of people are just wondering, the main question is it as bad as everyone is saying it is? Because there is what I am feeling like a smear campaign currently going on with the film. And I think it is affecting a bit of the box office, but there's a lot of tried and true bets that they're trying to take, like things on like Mandalorian Grogu. A lot of these movies that they swore were going to make its money back are having a little bit of trouble. Meanwhile, Obsession is making 18 times its budget, seemingly overnight. But before we get into the full recap and review and tear this movie apart in the best way, just talking about all of its scenes and stuff, I'm going to go around in the same order that we introduced ourselves and ask, without spoiling, your expectation was about this film and whether or not you liked it or not. Our resident female on the
No, not the presser. No. I had no expectations, and it was cool. Okay, my favorite thing ever. But
I probably had lower than usual expectations, and it was better than I thought it was going to be. But it felt very safe, is what I'll say. The things that I disliked the most about it felt safe, not vicious or like silly. Isa?
I would say medium to medium high expectations.
Mhm.
And I felt like it met what I thought, but like in a positive way.
Awesome. You too?
I had pretty middle of the road expectations, and I'd say it met them. It was good.
Dig it. Yogi, we were talking about Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow last week, and you actually got to see this film before all of us did. With more time to sit on it, have your feelings changed at all?
Well, I think the thing that I said that I kind of remember the most now, because I probably should have went with my gut, was that I was having difficulty writing the review because I saw good things, but there was other things that disappointed me, and I thought maybe it was because I just read the book. I read the book yesterday, so I was like, you know what? I'll fucking come to this movie, and maybe these things are bothering me more because I just read the movie. So I'll try to temper that down and talk about the good things. But the more I find out about this fucking movie, the more explanations I get for the problems that I had, and the benefit of the doubt that I was giving them, I'm finding that I was wrong to give them that benefit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm a little disappointed in that. But that being said, it wasn't a bad movie. I've sat through bad comic book movies. Like, we're talking about like bad. You want to talk about bad?
Yeah.
You want to talk about the things that they've done to movies? like studios, like this was fine. They probably cut 20 minutes from this motherfucker too. It
Like
felt
the
like
first Supergirl?
Yeah, that
the
first
first Supergirl,
Oh,
Captain America, Fantastic
I'm not
Four,
even a big fan of I mean,
Thor
I was
Ragnarok.
gonna
I'm
say like
kidding.
it's
I know.
controversial, but I guess because it's more recent. Madam Web, like just like that was recent enough to compare, and I think this was better than Madam Web.
Morbius. They're
Morbius.
talking about Supergirl like it's Morbius.
Yeah, yes, yeah. That's a bit of what's going on right now. I saw a bunch of people now are getting at Variety because they have an axe to grind against seemingly James Gunn or Milly Alcock or Supergirl. But the rumor was it's because they were doing that Maxima. They were running with that Maxima rumor. And James Gunn shut it down and embarrassed them and was like, these guys.
Was it them though? Was it Variety that he got mad at?
It was Deadline initially.
It was Deadline. So yeah, I don't think.
I think Variety ran with their Deadline story at one point and is now, they're having axe to grind against that. The post, because I follow them on X because I get some of our news from there, and it's just every hour is another like. What I think the last thing I saw is that Supergirl stinks, like just like literally stinks. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here?
Well, they know they're gonna get the engagement. It's a verified account.
Yeah.
And the thing about these media companies is that everyone seems to just now be realizing that they need to shift the way they try to make money.
I'm just imagining several articles about how like there's multiple scenes of her drinking and partying, and not one of her like, did you see her ever take a shower? Bitch smells like acid.
Oh my god,
that's
why he said she stinks.
3 days. 3 days that movie went without a shower.
Yeah.
Oh, you're too far away from the microphone, but I appreciate that you're saying things.
No, I was saying that she does fall into the water at one point in this film before it's bad, but it happens. But yeah, I thought that this was fun. I'm kind of on board with John. Like, I watched the movie and I was like, none of the sort of pig-headed criticism of this film I had, but the things I didn't like about it,
I like pig-headed. That works for me.
In the fullness of time, the things I didn't like about it had kind of dumber reasons for happening, which then got me angrier about them. Because initially they just felt like things you could chalk up to like, oh, we don't have enough time in this story, or you know, we're just making creative changes here and there. And then you hear why certain things were happening, and you're like, oh, so that was like, not only was it purposeful, but it was like the wrong purpose. And so wrong on purpose. And we'll get to that when we get to.
But can my purpose ever be wrong, George?
That is true. That is true. And I think that's what it is. Like, I feel like I'm in such a weird position reviewing this film because I am not arguing that the film is a masterpiece. I'm literally arguing that it should exist. Right? Like, that's the basis. That's the basis I feel like I'm arguing with people. There's people who feel like this film shouldn't exist. Like, it just shouldn't have been made ever. And I think that it should, and by not saying that it was the greatest movie of all time, I'm coping. By not saying that this movie was better than Dark Knight, I'm coping. By just being like, hey, there's some parts I liked about it. But that's just like John was saying in the kind of engagement bait sort of way. And guys I listen to Weekly Planet, whenever they review a movie, it's always the best movie ever or the worst movie ever. And it's a joke on the show because it's like there is no in between. It has to either be the best movie ever or the worst movie. And by not saying this was the worst movie ever and not saying it's the best movie ever, people are seemingly confused by people's opinion because it's just that.
Sorry, George.
It's just a fine film. And I think that fine films should be able to exist. They don't all have to. I mean, I'm always pushing, especially for comic book movies, to push the genre and be groundbreaking and stuff. But like, they're planning something real big over there at DC. I'm hoping. I'm of the hope. I'm of the belief that there's some big grand plan happening. So I'm trying to be patient with it, and this didn't like completely disappoint. But another thing I'll say is I feel like I wonder if this film felt like it had to be more like a James Gunn movie. And I don't think it necessarily did. And the things I almost have to believe that Craig Gillespie, who's the director in this, wanted to have flavors of James Gunn, but I think if James Gunn did it, it would have, like, if he would have just made this movie, I think it would have been a different movie. Because it would have just been James Gunn doing James Gunn, not Craig Gillespie doing James Gunn. If that makes any sense. It felt like someone kind of doing someone else's style, and it not necessarily like it's Warner Brothers. Did they not have a budget for like other songs, like other like other songs or other stuff in this?
You know what my biggest issue with this movie was? The Superman movie felt like such a breath of fresh air as far as like a movie accepting that it's a comic book adaptation. All these things that are weird, that are silly, we're not even fucking thinking about it. We're throwing you right into it. You just live in this DC universe. We don't need to deal with these Hollywood tropes about trying to fit a superhero story into our
Clark
idea
having
of
a casual conversation with his wife while the interdimensional imp is just outside the window.
And this movie was so full of those old Hollywood tropey things. I gotta earn the suit. We didn't want to go so far into the future because we didn't think that the audience was ready to see things like that. Like James Gunn wasn't even worried about that shit. He was throwing 17 different weird ass concepts at you.
Because like average, I don't watch a lot of movies, but like I can handle if you just write fucking 300 years later on the screen. I can understand that a time jump happens. I don't understand that as a premise for anything. I don't know.
So to play screenwriter's advocate, I think that the only thing that you would rub up against in a situation like that is you would then have people say, "Oh, so this proves without a shadow of a doubt that Kara is going to be alive in 300 years." Whether or not that matters is a whole other thing.
And it's not even that I want to see that scene like, oh, I'm so mad that they changed the ending. No, I'm more like she spent this whole movie in a fucking t-shirt and a jacket because someone thought, man, she shouldn't have her suit
let
on.
Women be comfortable in t-shirts.
Yeah, sorry, man. We've got some action figures to sell, lady.
Okay, I get why you want to be on this episode.
Maybe we should have had maybe they should have went Grant Morrison with it. Maybe she should have been rocking like a grunge piece of bootleg Superman merch that she found in the streets of the
But I mean,
we're just back to being ashamed of ourselves. It's what it feels like. You're like, I'm ashamed of being a comic book film. We have to guide you. They got to take your hand and bring you to earn the fact that she's Supergirl. Like, fuck off. Give me Supergirl 45 minutes in, or 25 minutes in, so we don't worry about that shit. And then you can do all the weird movie things you want to do without having to worry about these handcuffs and this weight you have on yourself.
I feel like the complete opposite. I still know that it's Supergirl. Even if she doesn't have the suit on, I don't have an emotional attachment to her outfit.
I do. It's just a girl. It's just a
but
movie
I already know that it's Supergirl. I don't need it to
supposedly
be on her clothes too.
It's a chick with a blondie shirt.
But see, you have to understand that by the two answers we have been given, she is both always in the suit and not in the suit at the same time.
Off.
That Schrodinger suit.
Yeah.
The biggest issue I have with this movie is like, since they kind of acknowledge she's not Supergirl at the beginning, is like canonically, I know she's going to become Supergirl because she's in Peacemaker season 2.
Yes, but also we see her in the suit at the end of Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's never.
Oh, that's right. She's just wearing it.
There's no how is she gonna look when she puts it on? Because we've seen her in it. My thing is, and we'll get to it when we do the recap, is that the reveal of her in the suit as a drunk is an additional layer of like desecration. She's wearing basically a monk's robe at a bar, drinking, and it gets ripped, and then you see the symbol, and it's like, oh, she must be going through it because she's
basically she can't be allowed to wear the outfit until she gets better.
Yeah. It's less about something at surface level as, man, I wish she would have just wore the suit. Like, that's a small thing. Sure, I do wish she would have wore the suit. That didn't ruin the movie for me. It's more the idea And it's existed before. We've seen dozens of movies before where it's supposed to be thematic. She's in the dumps. And once she realizes that she is better than who she thinks she is, then she'll get the suit. And then she'll put it on and it represents that she's Supergirl again. Yeah, sure, fine. But you stepped all over yourself when you gave us her as Supergirl twice already. Like she already is Supergirl. What the fuck made her not be Supergirl this week? She's gotta earn it again.
Yeah, to
She's
our
drunk.
knowledge, she was Supergirl, then went on vacation, stopped being Supergirl, and then on vacation became Supergirl again.
Yeah. I can only assume that she had a similar adventure just before the end of Superman and came back in the suit drunk as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like me going to Vegas.
Yeah. And that's the thing, that look in Superman is ripped straight from
The
comic,
book?
it feels like. The big
It
coat
was just
and
an ad.
and
It was just an ad. It wanted you to know that this is the story we're gonna tell. And then when you get there, they're like, nah, work for it for the next hour and a half.
Yeah.
Fuck you!
The famous story with the dark ending. Famously dark ending. And we'll get
Oh
there.
yeah.
we'll get there. But yeah, let's go ahead and with this breakdown. Homework up front. Supergirl is a 2026 superhero film produced by DC Studios, James Gunn and Peter Safran, directed by Craig Gillespie, and written by Anna Nogueira. Steve?
Yeah.
Serving as the second film in the DCU, Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. Stars Milly Alcock as Kara Zor-El, alongside Matthias Stronartz, Eve Ridley, David Krumholtz. And also, speaking of which, no, matter of fact, I'll wait for it. Emily Beecham, David Corenswet, and Jason Momoa. The plot follows Kara across the galaxy. Distributed by Warner Brothers Pictures, the film was theatrically released in the United States on June 26th, receiving mixed critical reviews and grossing $65.5 million against a production budget of $170 to $186.
The phonetic on Wikipedia just says Shonarts.
Shonarts. So yeah, full spoilers for Supergirl. We'll be talking about these scenes and the good and the bad as we go through. So if you haven't seen the film and don't want to be spoiled, maybe put a pause on this, go check it out, and then join us back. But the film starts with Krypto wreaking havoc on a spaceship as a hungover Kara Zor-El, played by Milly Alcock, tosses, turns, and eventually awakens. She ignores a video call from her cousin Kal-El, aka Superman, played by David Corenswet, who mentions that she's been gone for a bit celebrating her birthday and wandering the cosmos, and he's a bit worried about her. We see her and Krypto watching a movie and playing fetch in space. We also see how Kara has been spending her nights, which is usually drunk, around a bunch of strangers. On the planet Holzer, which has a red sun, we meet the Knoll family, Delilah, Elias, their daughter Ruthye Marie, and son Emmett. They are fearfully waiting for the arrival of the Brigands, a murderous pack of space pirates, after seeing them land outside. Hoping to give away his precious swords as payment to not be bothered, Elias and Delilah entertain their leader Krem of the Yellow Hills, played by Matthias Schonartz, who asks for pie. When Elias makes a noise, when Edmund makes a noise, Krem tosses his axe, killing him instantly. Ruthie's parents then try to attack Krem, but he kills them in quick fashion before leaving. Ruthye buries her family and takes one of her dad's prized swords, hoping to use it as payment to a warrior who can kill Krem on her behalf. That kind of sets things. You get introduced to Milly Alcock, Supergirl. We get introduced to Ruthye. I'm going to start with you, John. As somebody who's familiar with the books, what do you think of these early introductions?
I was like, here we go. No, it was fine though. It wasn't anything story breaking. I was like, you get the same thing across. Like it's hitting the same emotional beat. I mean, she still has to kind of pony up and be an adult and get out into the world. I guess you do lose that little nuance of all the adults around her being kind of locked down into their own logical thinking, and her being a child and whimsical about things is what makes her go out to try to find a killer, because it's kind of a silly idea anyway. But it's a movie, so it's fine.
Yeah. There's a lot of, I think one of the bigger issues, right, with this adaptation is the exposition is dense in the, Ruthie's talking in every scene, right? So she's describing planets, cultures, her parents, and in this film you only get as much screen time, right? That they have. And I felt like it came and gone. You know, the whole thing with her family and their swords. But this is also the introduction of Krem. GT, how did you feel about Krem? A lot of people were saying that he might be a little bit one note.
Well, yeah, he is a one note villain. It's one of those things where, and if you've ever been privy to some of your own group chats, you'll have some note about like how we don't really do one note villains anymore. Like nobody's just evil for the sake of being a evil shitty bastard anymore. And the truth is that most of those villains just aren't memorable unless you've got an actor that just shows the hell up with an incredible performance. You know, they can't all be Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like Krem is pretty one note, and like even the scene where he shows up at the house, like kind of just felt like a really like a guy who isn't good enough to be the villain from Inglourious Bastards trying his best to be.
Yeah.
You
Christoph
know,
Waltz.
yeah. It just felt like that scene by an incredibly inept psychopath.
Yeah.
But you know, I think he does a fine job of just being an outright irredeemable bastard of a person with conveniently pronounceable names.
I think that works pretty well.
That was fine. I didn't read the. I thought Ruth. I don't. I was. I didn't have any like prior knowledge or background knowledge going into. I don't know anything about it. Never read anything. I was just talking about before we got live. Yeah, I don't know. I was just watching this chick movie that.
Protagonist.
I mean, I saw Superman. I guess okay. So that was my introduction. That little bit in Superman. So it was exactly what I expected. Low expectations, but yeah, I listened to you guys last week on the podcast a little. I really just expecting a lot more. I was like, okay, cool. We're meeting like the main character who's. From what I got from you guys, she's
the narrator, so it's like
exactly,
all from her perspective, which changes the whole thing. If you get this story from literally a child's perspective, Supergirl is like a god. Like she's quite literally like think of all the scenes. When I wrote this recap, you don't know how many times I had to write. And then right before they die, Supergirl shows up and kills a bunch of people. It's in my recap at least 4 or 5 times, you know. And then Ruthie's there and dead to rights. They're about to kill her, and Supergirl shows up and saves the day. And you would think, yeah, that I would have been interested, but they weren't interested in telling that kind of story where, it would have been the tale of a kid's perspective, reluctant hero who's drinking and doesn't want to help her, would end up becoming. Did you rub up against any of these characterizations, Asa?
I thought Krim was kind of like just with a mustache twirly villain, like a villain for the sake of just being an asshole.
Yeah.
I think the story in the movie goes better if you assume it's being told from Ruthie's perspective.
Yeah.
Kind of like the rock dude from Thor: Love and Thunder. Just thinking about it as from his perspective, it makes it more redeemable as a movie.
God, I wonder if that's why they didn't do it. As a fucking as a Thor: Love and Thunder.
I mean, I'm not saying that's what makes it an amazing movie. I think it makes it
that's
a much more
example.
tolerable
It's a perfect example.
movie.
Yeah. If you
but
started with, let me tell you the
Supergirl told
tale.
them all to promptly piss off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if they would have been like, this movie starts off with, let me tell you the tale of Supergirl, and it kind of went on from there. I can kind of see that stuff working. As far as Krem like not being multidimensional, I just feel like a lot of Phase 1 villains are not great besides Loki. Maybe Red Skull, you can say. But and so I feel like we're in the early building stages of this anyway. But I didn't really have an issue with him, and I thought that he was interesting enough. There was like flourishes of him being like obviously foreign. That makes sense. Like in his voice patterns and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
he had a European flair to him.
yeah, he was playing like even his like expressions and stuff like that were very. He was meant to feel otherworldly, from somewhere else. I don't know where they got the whole like strength.
Otherworld Europe.
Yeah, right. I don't know where they got the whole strength of 10,000 men thing from. I don't remember.
Oh
that
my
being a
god! But they just wanted her to be able to punch him without turning into dust. So they wrote that in real fast. It was just fucking lame. Part of the whole thing is that she can't do that.
Yeah.
He does like pick up a massive vehicle at some point, doesn't he? So that he can visually represent the strength of 1,000 men.
Look at me, I'm strong. This was the first part where I noticed there were things cut that were obviously cut. Because the shot in the first page of the book, obviously it's Krem stabbing Ruthie's father in front of the sunset or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's a scene where you see Ruthie standing directly in the middle of where the shot would be. And I was like,
yes.
lose it because they shoved like someone was like, oh, you can't show a sword through a chest in a PG-13 film. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
It was clear that was there. And I was like, oh, I wonder what else we lost.
I also think it probably would have been more affecting if that was.
Well, sorry, George, this is rated PG-13, buddy.
The introduction of Ruth. Parents get stabbed. And I gotta find. Smash cut to Krypto. Pick up Supergirl, and you're like, oh fuck, like be the person. Have to like get out, but they do it. But they swap.
Yeah, that probably would have worked a lot better.
Final cut's coming soon. That's the one where we AI it all Sydney Sweeney so we can get the engagement. Because apparently that would have been $1 billion film if you look online. Sydney Sweeney Supergirl film.
My super
only the Snyder Bros.
Opinion is that I think
there's a couple of reasons why I don't think they look the same.
So I don't.
Shut up, John.
No, for sure, but like. Facially wide, they look pretty much exactly the same, so it's wild to me.
I mean, it will fit most people's casting of Sydney Sweeney in various other fills in that universe. So that works out for them if they went that direction.
She ain't got it. She ain't got it, man. She can't pull up. She don't got the.
I'm not saying she does. I'm just saying. If people got what they want,
you know what I'm saying? Lots of people get so caught up in how someone looks. Like that's why fan casts are so like shitty. It's like, oh man, they look just like the comic book character. Like, can they fucking act? Like, can you be Batman?
Yeah,
can you be Bruce Wayne? Or do you just have a?
Do you know how many? Do you remember how many like? Oh man, what if this jacked model played Wonder Woman? Like, she can't act, bro.
That's the worst one. Well, why doesn't Wonder Woman look like this? Because all the big, muscly 7-foot women focus their whole lives on being muscly and 7 foot, so they don't really have acting skills.
Right. Yeah.
You know how hard it is to find one of those that can act?
They don't exist.
You got to give him at least 30 years, like Dolph Lundgren. You have to wait. You have to wait till it comes full circle, and
he's a genius.
Yeah,
in a lab. Yeah, so you need to train it. You need to train the child to want to be Wonder Woman from like early age, and then focus on all the necessary skills.
But they don't got the
Tiger Mask of Wonder Woman.
Yeah, they don't have those pictures. Like they have the pictures of like young kids as Spider-Man. You know, they don't have those like I've been dyed in the wool to be Wonder Woman like from day one. DC got to get their women, put their women on a bigger pedestal, like raise their awareness, because I don't think like would known. Oh,
I mean, but that's what I grew up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's up to them to kind of educate you on as good female characters, but
giving me the content.
Yeah, you know how many Batman and Superman movies. Maybe if you hadn't seen them all, but you know this, and there's 2 Wonder Woman. Just
and only one of them's arguably really good.
yeah, kids, we don't
And the other one didn't happen.
I don't even remember there being one Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah,
That's what I saw.
It was a fan cast. It was a fan.
I only saw one, so I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we will not be seeing the next. But
And you will be better that way.
yes. Meanwhile, on Hollows Her with Krypto, hanging out at a bar, Ruthye bursts in. Sorry, meanwhile, Supergirl is on Hollows Her with Krypto, hanging out at a bar. Ruthye bursts in, asking who could help her kill Krem, and gets her sword stolen by a patron who tries to leave with it. Supergirl sees this happen and follows the guy outside, and after some help with Krypto, manages to take the guy down and give Ruthye her sword back. There was a lot of people I felt feeling a type of way that she was this strong on a planet with red sun.
Yeah, it was weird.
Well, I was talking last week, and I was like, she tanked 3 arrows to the chest on this red sun planet. So I think we're just gonna have to accept that her solar batteries don't drain that
But
fast.
okay, hear me out. It was also nighttime.
But that's even
Hear
worse.
me out. She
No.
was drunk.
I don't
and
know
if
how
you ever
any
had
of this works.
if
No,
you ever-
that's
No,
true.
you're right.
No,
I'm just
but-
making shit up.
Pause.
That's not worse because if it's nighttime, there's still solar energy coming off
Yeah,
the moon.
no, that was just
you know.
supposed to be. But that was a complaint that I had going into this as I'm sitting there, and I just have like background knowledge about this stuff. But I had my son with me. I'm just thinking like, I just want to like pause the movie and explain things. I feel like he is not doing a good enough job of explaining the backstory that I feel very. So like the teacher in me is like, pause. We need more background information before we can move on with this lesson. Yeah.
We also learn here that she's 23.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
Her 23rd
23rd
birthday.
exactly 10 years
Yeah.
younger than Clark.
10 years younger than Clark, who's the age of Jesus. I believe
Now.
Yeah. Sorry, now he's the age of Jesus.
Yeah.
Um,
So I do have a question about that. I was always under the impression that Kara was always older. They each had the negative zone weirdness. Do they just ignore that, or is that part of the actual comic run?
so there's a whole nother like layer in this that, from my memory, sorry, in most cases, she is born on Krypton, and then Krypton has their explosion. Then Argo is saved. Superman is sent on the rocket. She's then sent on a rocket, and then she gets lost in like a black hole or something. There's some time dilation stuff that happens. She is older than him, but by the time she gets to the planet Earth, she's been like in some kind of suspended animation through space or whatever, like some wormhole or whatever, and he's already grown up. But in this, she
that's
doesn't. Is that new? Is that
that's so Argo City was the first one. It's the one that they used in this movie is basically the Silver Age version because the time wormhole thing is it comes from the Jeff Loeb run.
Okay.
So it's kind of newer than and I think the TV show does both.
Is that the J. Scott Campbell one?
Does the TV show kind of combine?
I think it does. I think the
It
TV
does,
show
right?
does do both. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
well,
this
the
one
TV
just
show? There's no Argo in the TV show.
is it? Where's her mother?
I don't remember there being a Bottle City in the Supergirl.
Not
television
about
show.
Candor. You're thinking of Candor. But I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
I admit I get Argo City and Kandor confused very
There's
easily.
Argo because John is born there. John Kent is born on Argo in Crisis.
Okay. But I'm talking. Are you talking about the animated Superman show or the Supergirl show?
No, the Supergirl TV show.
The Benoist one.
Yeah,
The
she,
CW one.
she definitely gets put in like a time dilation thing because her ship gets hit with like a meteor. Or
They
something.
mixed both. They mixed both origins on the TV show. In the movie, they just got rid of the whole wormhole thing. They just made her straight up 10 years younger than him because that stuff is too confusing for casual audiences.
Yeah.
They made her, but they also made her born on Krypton after the destruction of Krypton, which was very weird to me.
Oh no, she was born on Argo City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she never knew like real Krypton. She just knew this cancer world.
Basically, is that a comic thing?
The cancer stuff? No.
No.
That's
the
a pretty.
fact that
That's
she's
pretty
born
sick.
in Argo.
Yeah,
That she was born post Krypton, but her own little city.
So you know that Silver Age shit.
Yeah, and then Superman shoots little Superman out of his hands or whatever.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
going on
I
there?
mean, I don't have the exact details though at the top of me. I just know vaguely that she came from Argo City, but I don't know if it was in a bottle as well. I feel like the Kryptonians are really overusing that gimmick.
Yeah,
We should
yeah,
put all our
little
cities in
bit,
fucking bottles.
little bit. No, I think it's perfect. Like when we get to the whole thing, like I think it'd be a interesting idea if you find out in Man of Tomorrow that at some point Brainiac was able to miniaturize Argo, you know, in its little force field or whatever. That would give her a reason to be in the fight. But to continue where we're at, Kara wakes up hungover the next morning, but this time answers a call from Clark Kent when she hears knocking on the door. I also say Clark Kent because that's how she has him written on her thing, on her phone, which is interesting. Like, doing up.
Like what?
Well, she
He
knew him
opened her
before
bubble and was like, "Hi, I'm Clark."
Yeah,
Okay.
he don't. It's Christian. He don't use his Christian name anymore.
It wasn't cancer, but it was deadly kryptonite radiation.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And it was a city in a.
So
It was a
space
city in
cancer.
a. It was a city that survived
That's what they said in the
Krypton's
movie.
destruction. So the movie, yeah. So the movie straight up takes her Silver Age origin, like just 1-to-1.
I dig that. Here's knocking at the door. When she opens it, Ruthye, the girl from the bar, looking for a mercenary. As the two of them talk outside her ship with Krypto, Krem just kind of shows up and steals her ship from behind, and they're like 2 yards away, and he's just like, you know what? And he starts unplugging shit, gets on the ship, starts eating some cereal. Krypto hears somebody nearby, runs at Krem and is shot with a poison arrow. I believe this is.
Yeah.
I
was emotional.
I love the thing that happens in space movies where all space people have knowledge of other technologies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he just immediately knows how this ship works.
Yeah, he just starts pulling shit apart.
Before.
He basically hotwired it.
In the words of Rocket Raccoon, hey, you're only a genius on Earth.
Yeah.
There's another thing that they wrote away in the book where it's like someone thought of that. It's like the ship had already put in the
already in the
coordinates.
She already hot wrote it.
She already put in the coordinates to where she wanted to go, and so when she got her ship stolen, the door just closed behind her.
Krem just walks in and there's a big green button that says "Go." He's like, "Okay."
It says "steal."
It's gotta be the green
Doesn't
one.
even say "go." It says "steal."
It's a triangle. It's like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. But yeah, you said.
You warned me. I was like, he made sure I knew.
DoesTheDogDie.com.
Space Wick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't him getting shot wasn't bad for me. I'd like and like just him having him down and
there's some deep traumas.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
yeah, it was my first dog. So
Yeah, I totally get
I
it.
had to like, ironically, he like paralysis, lower spine, and was spreading body, so paralyzed, just like this dog in this fucking. And then like and it took about 3 years between having this problem. Like everything about. Oh wow. What the? So yeah, I cried my eyes.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Was this an effective scene here?
It worked. They shot the dog. Shooting the dog works. That's the easiest way to get heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. GP.
Well, the funny thing is, and I guess it's not that funny, there's a joke in this household because apparently half of the things we watch just have an animal being murdered, as a quick shorthand that the person that's in the film is evil. And it's just in everything at this point. And like it's like, okay, well, we'll just watch The Punisher because nothing's gonna happen to any animals in that. And then a guy takes a dog and throws him into fucking traffic.
That was funny as hell.
And she goes, "Why are we watching that?" I'm like, I didn't know there was gonna be a damn dog.
Hey, what should my very first DC book be? Martian Manhunter. Oh, okay. 2 issues in or 3 issues in. Here's a man going around killing dogs.
Yeah.
Everything this man tells me to read or watch.
I guess there's
terrible. Why is every fucking media killing
I'm
right
pretty sure there's a Squirrel Girl book out there that does not require any sort of animal violence.
The one I picked, but the one I picked, the first page will be some sort of
it's just a squirrel genocide.
Yes.
It's just what's it? Thanos coming back with Darkseid coming back with his revenge.
Yes. Nuts.
Nice.
Anyway.
Oh Jesus.
So
nice.
They take Krypto to a local, like a nurse, who says Kara has 3 days to get the antidote or he will die. And they have kind of a touching moment. She sort of remembers well, the brigands, that's another thing I have to say. The brigands hold the antidote on their person as a bargaining tool against those whom they have poisoned. This is exposition. This is not something in the comic. They were not trying to get an antidote in the comic. They were trying to get the poison from which they can then generate. So to make shorthand, they just have it that they all just walk around with the antidote, and if you ask nicely, you can get the antidote. They will poison you first, and then they will bargain. Yeah, they will bargain with you to get the antidote. So Kara gives a tearful goodbye to Krypto, remembering the first time he came into her life on copy. Leaves Ruthye behind to get the antidote herself, refusing to let her kill Krem. Fine.
Baseball.
While on it, she sees Ruthye has boarded anyway and is arguing with an alien up front. Kara comes to her aid, but Ruthye ends up sitting next to her. They're suddenly boarded by space scavengers. Had to put space scavengers because we already have fucking space pirates, and this would have been a very confusing fucking breakdown to do with both scavengers and pirates. But he has some tech scavengers who rob everybody on the bus. Kara, needing to get to a yellow sun to gain her powers back, grabs a spacesuit. She is ejected before she can put on a helmet. James Gunn loves watching a motherfucker freeze in space. Because I think for the third time or fourth time, we watched someone drift through the vacuum of space or to ice out.
Crystallizing.
I don't know. That sounds.
That's how it happens.
Yes. So she crystallizes. Crystallizes.
It should be faster, really, but
that's the biggest thing. Is I thought
pulls
it was
the
like
air out of him or whatever.
near instant. It's like just wait a little while.
I try not
you feel better.
I try not to think.
Go ahead, brother.
Try not to think about it. I just try not to think about it.
Yeah. Happened to fucking Leia. Got out when she flew back.
Well, and she forced it back.
That was terrible.
Anyway,
Jesus.
Who in Star Wars
I
just
really
died?
wanted her to die in that scene. I fucking love Star Wars. I fucking love.
Listen, but somehow Palpatine
I wanted her
returned.
to die there. That was the
Who
dumbest
just
fucking-
dies?
I don't
Maul's
think
on
her
his
death-
fourth series.
Yeah,
Who
I don't
just
think
dies? Luke.
her death in the next one.
Just dies.
Anyway,
Star Wars. This bus. I love this bus. I love everything about this
all the
bus.
weird aliens on it.
Yeah, I was actually bothered that the villain people were just regular humans with color on their face. I was like, we got all these cool looking aliens, and we got to fight these normal looking bitches. Like, what the
That
fuck?
felt like
I mean, the
gold
dude
people.
in the comic is just a redhead.
Yeah, that's what makes him evil. It's just handsome dude.
Eating
that's
a ginger?
fucking
Oh, I thought
knight.
he was going to
Say,
do
John.
It's a
thought-
metaphor
Oh,
for
Jesus.
evil. It's a
I thought
metaphor
for
for
sure he
evil
was
people
talking about
hiding
being a-
behind handsome faces, or men. And they're evil. He's evil. He doesn't have to put things on his face to look evil. Oh, we got to take this design and we've got to make it evil. You've got to put fucking metal in his face and make him look like a Mad Max character, because otherwise they won't understand that
too many
he's evil.
cigarettes buttons on his neck, and I just was like, are they like? I felt like
the
they
Shrek button.
That was about
No, it felt
That
like they
didn't
just.
come into play at all.
What is
No,
the
actually.
story? Like, are they trying to say that they're like more machine than men? Have they been operating on each other? What? There's something missing here.
It
From
was
Does
like
that
a
have
failure
anything
of
to do with
the.
why he just everybody?
Taste it? 'Cause-
It's like a failure of the Schrodinger
Yeah.
It
Chekhov's
was so
gun.
prominent in
Like,
the
you
first
fail-
scene too.
You're supposed. They pressed this button.
Oh,
They made him talk,
like
and
that
I
one.
thought he was gonna get shot in it, or I thought Ruthye was gonna
Yeah.
punch him in it later
she
or
stab-
something.
Right?
Imagine it was a voice bot.
Does she stab him in it?
She
Did
stabs him in
she?
his neck. I don't know if she stabs him there. They stab him in there.
Jack, right? Like that's where.
It would have been funny if it was a voice bot. Or high pitched or something like that. It's like, damn it.
It's almost.
Damn
It's,
Yeah.
it feels like
My
they,
biggest secret revealed.
it might have been something in the movie, man, that got removed afterwards. Like,
there are.
Maybe Lobo just puts his cigar in it.
There you go. There you go.
And-
It did feel like there's some things cut, especially around Krem, that would have kind of fleshed him out a little bit more. It's not like he's incredibly well defined in the comics, and I think one of the things that, I mean, they show that he's feared, across the gap, right? So that's one of the things they get across. But I really just can't.
across the galaxy.
Yeah, that's also true. But it's
Across
also
multiple star systems.
multiple
yeah,
star systems.
just one. I don't even think it's
The
multiple. I'm
Andromeda
like,
Galaxy.
there's
John, I'm
There-
trying to give him something to go work with.
there's no fucking way they know this Krem loser outside of this regular ass solar system. Like, come on, do you know the type of people that are out there? Like, this dude is a nobody.
Yeah.
He's-
I also
Well,
think,
they seem to know a lot about Krypton, which was a complaint I heard a few places.
I think if she would have just called Superman, he would have been like, "All right,
Yeah.
like, what's going on?"
Fly
girl?"
out. They
Not
handle
saying
it
she
in an
needed him.
afternoon. No, but like you needed
Stupid.
not Ruthie.
Ruthie's fine. Sometimes you need a precocious little British. She wasn't British, but she spoke in a very pronounced alien
Yeah,
language that sounded a lot
true.
like British.
Yeah,
Basic.
like European English.
There you go.
Did
But
you
she
catch
comes-
the?
she comes near death in the vacuum of space, but when the yellow sun rises in the distance, she manages to absolutely dominate the scavengers with her powers back, and they eventually forfeit. Kara and Ruthie go to a rest stop where they get poop corn, is what I heard it
Yeah,
was.
it's
being
poop
called?
corn.
Yep,
They didn't
that's
call
good.
it that, but it's poop corn. I mean,
Yeah,
what would you?
fresh.
What would you?
I'll say
call it?
this: it made me not eat popcorn for posting on that movie.
Did you
go.
catch? Did you catch the Seth Rogen?
Yeah, he's
Yes.
he's the
It's a little
the
bus
little
driver
bus driver
assistant
guy.
thing. He wasn't even driving. He's just sitting there being a smart aleck.
He's-
He's a
very
translator.
Yeah, he's
The bus
Yeah.
attendant.
also like Abu Frick third remove.
He
I feel
look-
like-
there's a lot of fucking creatures in this movie that look
I'm a
just like Star Wars
freak!
creatures, and one of them that legitimately was a repurposed Star Wars model.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I appreciate the effort. Okay?
I told John that somebody wanted to write a Star Wars and got told no. So they
Yes.
just-
And they
Can
got
I
yeah,
have
they
this?
still have
A-
the
Can I
models
take
up,
this
A
home?
Star Wars.
A
Yes,
Star
you
Yeah.
can have.
go watch a Star Wars.
They get their poop corn. Afterwards, Kara uses her heat vision to interrogate the scavengers to see if they know where Krem is. So here's another thing. Everyone's
Krem,
like,
Krem.
"Oh, what happens at the end is so uncharacteristic of Supergirl." She's literally doing like a Homelander style
Mhm.
interrogation here, where she is threatening to cut their heads off. Not saying that she will, but the threat is at least there. That's something I don't see Superman doing. I don't see Superman being like, "I'm gonna keep fucking." That's the whole reason why he killed Zod and shit. But
I'm very amused at the concept of eliminating whatever your previous premises of the comic book character. I love the idea of like, that's so out of character for this drunk woman I've just met 15 minutes ago.
but I feel like
Surely this woman is held together by integrity.
I really did want this film to differentiate her from Clark. I didn't want her
Oh,
to
they
be
did.
girl Superman.
It
And I
did
think
very
that
much so.
They did.
doing stuff like this kind of shows how different. And I was a fan of her doing this, but it is, you know, a departure from something her cousin would.
I like her.
Yeah,
I think she's like, unironically, I know the movie's named after her, but she is the best part of this movie. Like
Yeah.
it's just everything that involves Supergirl is like the best part. Like she's really good at being Supergirl. Unfortunately, they wrote shit around her, but she's really good.
Yeah. I just think the thing is that like the trope of the reluctant hero, you know, like I
Yeah.
kind of wanted her to kind of get in there a bit, and she does when she finds out through this interrogation that the brigands go planet to planet, stealing girls from their homes, claiming them as their wives or their brides. They also mentioned that the brigands are all male society, meaning that these young women are bred and then killed, along with any other female offspring that they manage to produce. So after some prodding, the leader tells Kara that the brigands are on planet Bilquis. I don't know if that's supposed to be a touching tribute to Bilquis.
I don't think that was very touching. It's like, I would have asked about that afterwards. Like, was that on purpose?
Bilquis Evely is the artist of Supergirl Woman of
I must claim ignorance. What's the Bilquist reference?
The writer. That's the artist.
the artist. She's the artist on Woman of
Oh,
Tomorrow.
okay. Okay.
And she's also a woman, and they made her
The
that's
name of the.
after one.
It's just cool, but probably the sex slave planet shouldn't have been named after.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It just
right.
feels a
After
little
a
bit
real
woke.
woman.
I would argue that as well.
It is. A
That's
little woke.
fine.
This feels
Like they name
a
things.
DEI planet name.
Every day
They
that
name
planet's woke. Wait
things
till you meet Mogo.
after creatives all the time, which is fine, you know.
Yeah.
But I just think this one was a little tone deaf.
A little bit. A little bit.
Also, it's really uncreative. We're just naming the planets after.
That's yeah.
People who
There's
are-
a lot of. You know what it is? They're scared to step on something that people have an attachment to, because there are so many planets in the DC universe that you could have just plugged in there. But then they're like,
I know.
you have to fight the
where one-
fans.
Grab
Krypton.
Barrington or whatever, the one that has the kryptonite thing. I also have to speak on that when we get to it, because I'm confused by their sort of positing of this of what's going on there. But they stop by a nightclub and are immediately antagonized, being women. I was talking about there. But
Can't have that.
Kara kicks some alien butt. Will be an arm wrestling match. The citizens of Bilquis then turn their guns on both of them. Kara tells Ruthye to get out of the way and takes down several in the bar single-handedly. As they settle things down, the establishment wife say they can lead them to Krem because they have a friend who can help. But before that happens, makes his presence known. Asks the owner if they know where he can find his target. Also a member. Ruthye walks up trying to see if he wants help, but Kara interrupts and pretends they're both just down. The two of them meet with the owners who put them up in their home, telling them to wait on the friend who can lead them to Krem. Was very interested in they should have just went with something like Alien Kid. From what is it?
Bro.
From Ipanema and the other one, like, didn't they put like a why do the aliens know that song?
I love the girl
Fucking
from
classic.
Ipanema, but I was kind of bothered by, like, because I thought they were gonna do some alien shit. I was setting myself up to hear what this alien song is gonna sound like.
Yeah.
And he fucking starts singing this normal ass Earth song. And I was like,
John was waiting for his jizz music.
we were this close. You got a bus full of all these aliens, and for some reason they know Frank Sinatra. All right, man. Fuck. All right, whatever.
Maybe the singer just knows her audience. She saw Kara walk in and she was like, "Oh, that
Saw
girl's
humans,
gonna want
yeah.
something."
Yeah, oh, they're gonna love this.
yeah. But I also love. You want to talk about like? Oh, sorry, brother. Go ahead.
I just wanted to add personally that it was at this moment that my girlfriend, who had no idea Jason Momoa was in the movie, just starts audibly giggling right next to me.
I want to say before we get to the Momoa of it all that even in this scene, Kara's having Milly's having a blast playing Kara being Supergirl. the whole like arm wrestling match, the whole thing where the guy knocks everything off the table, so she knocks over one cup to kind of be as tough. And then like when she's fighting everybody and the singer and the band get scared, she's like, no, keep playing, like the Titanic. Like, like there's this edge to her. She wants
A
music
reference they all get.
Yeah, yeah. And that has several layers too, that reference.
She likes movies. No, they made it. They showed her watching like classic films in this movie.
This is also true.
Yeah. She's got a movie thing.
That's why I think that.
Yeah, but why would the aliens have known the girl from Ipanema? Like,
that's true.
That's
where
she's a known movie and song pirater.
Yeah, all right, but like we're taking it too far, man. I can believe the girl that can get powered by the sun.
Ipanema's where I draw the line.
That's where we're stopping.
They need to get that right.
That's funny. Everyone seems to draw the line knowing what.
No, we're not moving on. We're right here.
Kryptonian.
I did want to say there's something about a planet full of like rapist pedophiles that felt like crazy heavy out of nowhere. Like it was almost comedically dark. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah. Like, where did this movie just go? Holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with seeing Supergirl kill a bunch of pedophiles. That's actually pretty fucking rad. But it just felt like, oh, okay, well, shit, that's out of nowhere. I mean, it's a little heavy-handed that Supergirl's first movie, she's gonna take out a planet full of rapists and pedophiles, but that's also cool. That's fine.
I think taking out rapists and pedophiles is probably what got her on Fox News' bad side with everything that's going on.
Yeah, it'd be cool if it happened in real life.
All the heroes are rapists and pedophiles.
I mean, we can also talk about how that being like the actual happening in the movie. It's a lot because they barely even like save the girls.
Yeah.
Half of them get killed anyways, and then like,
like
there's not Lobo doesn't make any effort.
He's just throwing
grenades. Blows them up.
He's just throwing grenades.
Yes, they're gonna die. Sorry, collateral damage.
If anyone is not in here for the vibes, it's Lobo.
Yeah, I had a theory of that.
But even like, it's not even like a main priority.
Could you imagine woke Lobo?
Woke Lobo. I guess New 52 Lobo.
I think here it becomes it. I think when she fights them, as we're gonna get to in a bit, I think it becomes more of a personal fight for her. She actually sees the bride.
Yeah.
I thought they
Planet
because if you remember, one of the big not a big controversy, but one of the things about Superman that people caught onto real fast was like, man, these metaphors seem really familiar to like right now in real life. Yeah. And so in the book, genocide is
John from current events.
Thing. The brigands do. They go around from planet to planet. They genocide them, which is arguably worse, but also easier to show in PG-13. You just kind of show a planet blowing up or whatever, and it's like, oh god, they all got genocided. It feels like we needed them to still do a horrific thing, but we can't touch the genocide thing right now. It's a hot topic. And again, one of those things about wearing handcuffs while trying to tell a superhero story. We have to conform to these the movie studio ideas. Like,
what's also like interesting is that from the book, a lot of Krem's actions are solo. He eventually links up with the brigands
because he's so bad. They were like, "Holy shit, this one dude is so."
Yeah, they literally like when Krem suggests genocide as payment to the brigands, they are like, "Oh, we want you." First of all, because it served as payment, the like mayor or king or whatever released him from prison. Like, thank you for saving. Yeah, we had to kill an entire race as payment, but thank you for saving us. So first he gets freed, and then the people who commit the genocide are like, bro, you're coming with us. Like this, your kind of shit. This is. So like, I don't think he had a big enough rep on his own. He's just kind of like the leader of the. We don't get none of the other one. No other, like, I don't think anyone else got named except for the Lobo of it all. I was very concerned initially because when this clip came out of Lobo, it sounded like he was putting on an accent. And I was like, I don't want Lobo with an accent. I want him to sound that going back to like, the weird like things that weird ways aliens sound, how they always sound British and shit like that. I did kind of want him to sound like how he did in the animated show, or just like, like I don't know. I just feel like I can hear a biker in him, and I didn't want him to sound Shakespeare.
I thought he nailed it.
Yeah, he can go a little rougher. He can go a little rougher. This felt.
I think that's the PG-13 part of it, though. Like, I think if you could have gave us like a rated R look, I kind of thought it was a little
You get a Deadpool.
played down.
Well,
Yeah.
I would argue Lobo's always been PG-13. There's a couple of times where he does some extra things, but they censor it with that rated T violence.
Yeah.
You can make it work.
I feel like he had a blast in this. You can tell he had a blast in this, and
Yeah.
I like the look overall. But it really felt like they wrote this movie and then they were like, fuck, I want to put Lobo in this. How can I like have him in this, but just kind of like weaving in the middle of the plot so that he's not necessarily affecting too much of it. But one could argue in this Supergirl movie, like he saves the day, like the one who saves Kara. He's the one who blows up the main ship, and then he just like gets on his motorcycle. So I almost wonder.
Ooh, like Shane.
This is my most pessimistic opinion. I almost wonder if all that was written to appease people who wouldn't have been happy with Supergirl taking up all the glory. He feels like the exact opposite of that character to feed the ego of the people who may have not wanted Kara. Does that make any sense? Does that ring true, or am I just kind of spinning my wheels here?
There's a little it could feel like that. I like the idea that he was meant to be there originally.
Yeah.
Like the original pitch for Women of Tomorrow had Lobo in it, and they were like, why don't we make this not a buddy story? Why don't it just be about Supergirl? And that's how we get the story that we ended up with. And someone was like, well, why don't we put him back in? But I wouldn't argue against the idea that maybe they were like, it's for the little boys that are coming to see this movie that have cooties on their mind, and they do need to see a cigar smoking motorcycle guy for a second.
That's what the little boys need to see.
I mean, yes, they do. It's very cool. Trains, dinosaurs, and a motherfucking dude with a motorcycle. It's very simple to please them.
But this is a tremendous deal. This is Lobo's first cinematic appearance. What do you think, Asa? What do you think of Jason Momoa as Lobo in the little bit of this that we got him in this film?
He's all right. I mean, I kind of would have liked him a little more over the top. The one like weird thing is that like Kara immediately is like, oh, that's Lobo. He slaughters his entire civilization, blah blah blah, and they immediately give like exposition on who he is, and it's like, but like, and it was kind of similar to Graham, where it's like he is the strength of 10,000 men. Like everyone is just famous in this space area of space.
Yeah. Well, he did genocide his whole planet.
I was gonna say about Lobo about that moment of exposition. It was ironically the one moment in the movie that felt like we weren't ashamed of the comic book aspect of Lobo. We were not even going to attempt to explain this with clips or anything. He is a fucking immortal dude that killed his whole planet. That's it. Yeah. Thank you for that line. Now we know who he is. He's Lobo.
And now we know he has the flair for the theatrics because he waited for the entire fight to happen before he got up and started asking questions about his target there.
See, he can carry himself. Krem can't carry shit. He's got nothing but rapists. You can't even show that. You can't even show that in the movie. So you just have to assume.
As a matter of fact, that also kind of puts like the target a little bit on Lobo, like at least to show his anti-hero. Not after the rapist. He's after a rapist that's hanging out with all the other rapists.
After
and only because they paid him.
And because they'll get paid for it.
Yeah, and then he's gonna go home. Yeah, he blew up their like ship, but he doesn't do anything else past that.
Talk about a reluctant hero.
Yeah, right. TT, I know you have a history with Lobo, Krypton, right? The Superman the animated series. What do you think of Jason Momoa?
I thought he did a great job. Like there's guys I think who were just like who are built for certain roles, and I think Jason Momoa was kind of built for Lobo. Like his entire attitude, like he's basically playing Lobo as Aquaman.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
like he spends all those movies pretty much like auditioning to play Lobo as like Aqua Bro. So
Yeah.
it fit perfect. It fit perfectly. I see Jessica has great memories of Aqua Bro.
Have you seen? I don't think she's seen any of the Aquaman
Oh, okay,
Aquaman movies.
the mention of it just gave her like
So-
nightmares.
What do you? No, just adds a character like this is a character introduction.
Guy,
It
yeah.
seems like a dude. It seems
Some
like a guy.
guy.
He's a dude. That's a
Uh,
dude.
But men are like, I don't know,
Like
low
his motorcycle.
expectations.
It's true. We are all like that.
Honestly, like
It's very Drax. Like, no, you're a dude. That's a man.
he
Yes.
seems kind of like what Jason Momoa would be like. Villain. Like very much just him playing bad guy.
It's just Momoa after like 3 or 4 beers.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah. In wrestling parlance, it's Momoa turned up to 11, right? That's what they always
Yeah.
how they always say it.
Yeah. So like he's made for this role in the way I think John Bernthal was made to be Frank Castle. Like I just think they fit.
Yeah.
You know, they fit really well. I thought he it was really fun to see him like he's being very Momoa, but then he has to throw in the fucking pastiche of it
Yeah,
all.
yeah, you got it. I would have been upset if he didn't say Bastich. I would have been very upset. And also, like,
So, like-
because that's dragging Bastich
Yeah,
all the time. Like Rocket Rack,
Flarkin.
these curses that are not real words. It's similar with Lobo. But what actually won me over, and it's so silly because it was even in the trailer, is the cartoonish like space hook that he's carrying around. I
Yeah.
was very happy.
Yeah.
That he's incredibly good at.
Yeah, that he just had this big, cartoonishly large fucking space hook with him that he's carrying around. I really, really dug that as well. So while hanging with Ruthye, Kara tells her story of Krypton, how it was destroyed, how her scientist father, Zor-El, played by David Krumholtz, built a dome to protect the city of Argo that was left floating through space, and how the soil became kryptonite that poisoned her, their citizens. The radiation eventually took the life of her mom, Alora, played by Emily Beecham, who begged her to grow up and be good, which she said isn't the same as being nice. I kind of like
Yeah, for sure.
that all that wording because she can still be good and have done all the things that she did in this film. You know that explains that. And you know,
She
not to from a point of view that I don't have. Sometimes I feel like women can't afford to be nice. You know what I'm saying? Like their niceness gets taken advantage of, or it gets misconstrued to be something else, and so sometimes you have to be good without being maybe not too nice.
Are you telling me that 19-year-old waitress who's doing her job isn't in love with me? Because I'll stop going to Applebee's right now.
Don't get
She keeps wondering why you go to the same table every day, bro.
Yeah, that bartender, she's not really flirting with me.
Get the fuck outta here,
I
bro.
don't believe that for a minute.
There was a I thought it made me laugh out loud where there's a scene where Krypton is Krypton is blowing up and Cal's spaceship is going off to Earth, and they look back and she's like, that nice little boy that he sent off to be a kiter.
Yeah.
Oh, people were so mad about this.
They really doubled down on that motherfucker, didn't they? It really happened, bro.
The other thing that's like the other thing that's like harrowing. I mean, the destruction of Krypton's always harrowing, and like I knew that there would be some sort of force field to protect Argo because I'm aware of that part of the lore. It's so crazy to watch them activate the shield and actively cut off parts of the planet. You know, like kill people with the shield showing up to preserve themselves. Krypton was fucked, man. It was a very fucked planet.
I enjoy the concept also, like, of the sort of self-fulfilling prophecy of, like, yeah, I hid this laser to protect us from the doom of the planet. Problem is, when you hide a laser, you can't exactly test it.
Yes, because it's one-time use. Everybody cross their fucking fingers. This thing better work.
On the other side. Oh, radiation. Who would have thought?
Also, I feel like out of the brothers, I feel like Jor-El got the lion's share of the looks because he's David Krumholtz here. Just doing
Why
the best,
Okay, first
doing
of
the
all,
best he can.
brothers-
I know
don't
he
talk
was,
about
them-
David
I
Krumholtz
know
like
you thought
that.
he was a hot elf in the
100%.
Santa the Santa
100%.
Claus.
No,
What?
what?
He looks
He-
Latin. How's
What?
Supergirl have a Latin dad? Bradley Cooper is a white guy.
Hey, they all have, it's the beard. They have a beard. He makes you look like a Latin. I don't
Yeah,
know.
That's true.
No, the older David Krumholtz.
Oh, it just reminds. No, for real.
It
Like
takes me
he was-
back
yeah.
to the North Pole, and
yeah,
I just like to know that like the same actor that is playing Kara's father now was also acting with Heath Ledger several years ago.
And
Yeah.
10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah.
There's a dick on my face, isn't there? My favorite line from that whole movie.
I also
I just love
love,
how well he accepts it too. He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this is happening, isn't it?"
I like the dedication of making them speak in an alien language. I know that's very small,
Yeah.
but
That was really cool.
they made them, and I felt like it was more evocative at them just experiencing them and their culture, having them speak this other language, even when they're having like the real tough heart to heart, even though they're not speaking English. Perspective. I've always been curious about how they do that and like what the script looks like and the script that you take home looks like where you're like "Kush bosh click," or whatever is going on there. It's like
It's
no,
kinda
you
like
didn't
when
pronounce that
the-
right. I actually wrote,
It's
there's an
like
umlaut over it.
It's like in the Guardians with the I am Groot. I am Groot, I am Groot, I am Groot. And you're like, what?
Over and over again. A bunch of wing words on the script. You just got to figure it out.
Now that you mention I am Groot and Guardians of the Galaxy, and I recognize that James Gunn might be the only guy who's willing to do weird shit like that in his movie without having
Mhm.
to do like movie studio explanations that satisfy the executives. And that might be a problem in this universe where he kicked it off so open and willing, and it's like, well, he's in charge of everything else, so it should all be fine, right? And these fucking losers came, and their best attempt at trying to emulate James Gunn is not being open and accepting all the things. It's what needle drops can we do? And are we gonna do a circular action scene just like Superman? And it's like, oh, classic
A
Hollywood.
lot
We
of
took all the
spinning around
wrong
in a
lessons.
circle.
I mean, like,
Nice.
it's a generation of guys, John, who saw all the moonsault Shawn Michaels did and none of the selling.
It's Watchmen, The Dark Knight Returns, where those books were incredible and nobody knows why. They're just like dark, gritty. How about we fucking kill
Wasn't it so
Superman?
cool though, John?
Yeah, I mean, and maybe I am, just too much of a fan of the stuff that James Gunn has done. But I almost feel like if he was doing this, he would have took bigger swing. They may have not been right, you understand, but I think he would have
I mean,
tried.
You
little
abandoned
more.
us, James. You
I
abandoned
mean,
us.
it's you'd be surprised to know that he didn't do it because everyone seems to believe James Gunn made this movie.
Are they blaming
Yes.
him for things?
Yeah, they're definitely this, and yeah, I don't know if the needs to be more like, but it just rings like a hollow. What points of this ring like a hollow copy of something like Guardian? But like I said before, it's worth noting that unlike her comic book counterpart, Kara wasn't born until after Krypton exploded in this version. Succumbing to the radiation poisoning himself, her father Zor-El reveals to Kara that he built her a ship to send her where her cousin went. He refuses to go, saying she would rather die with her family. Zor-El insists that he cannot let his daughter succumb to that fate. Fearfully agrees to leave Argo and take Krypto with her, having met the pup at her mother's funeral. Surprised as she leaves the planet and eventually Earth, she is greeted by Superman. He can't understand her because he doesn't speak Kryptonian. Cal tells his cousin that Earth is a place where she will be welcome and can call home. But we later see Kara has a hard time adjusting, never feeling like she's truly home. Ruthye asks when exactly Kara got over the trauma on Argo, and Kara sarcastically, I thought this was probably my favorite.
Yeah, this is probably the most well written.
Yeah, I thought this was the most well written. I thought this is where she showed her emotion the most. I thought that it was. I was really affected by the comment. Her being like, "I will die here. I'd rather die
How old
here."
was she?
I would say like middle teenaged. That's how I kind of thought of it.
How long traveling?
I think it was. Didn't they say it's like 3 months or something? Didn't they mention it?
I'm not sure if they. I'm not sure if I.
She's a
If
teenager when she.
Well, she
usually,
hasn't been
but
around. I
judging
don't know
by
how long
the
she's been around, but
Superman
I feel like
movie,
when we met Superman in Superman, he had been Superman for a year, right? Was that the
I thought it was
3 years.
3 years.
3 years? So we can put her at like 9.
Yeah,
No, you. I think you overshot it because she turned 23 in this movie, right?
That's
And
what I'm
how
saying.
long has it
If she was
been
19 when
since
she left,
Superman?
that still gives a year wiggle room.
Oh, how long did they say? They said it took 3 months to get from Argo to Earth.
it was something like that. They mentioned the number, or no, maybe he said we've been tracking you for 3 months or
Oh, that's
something
what he
okay.
said.
like
I've been
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
tracking
yeah,
your
yeah,
shit
yeah,
for
yeah,
months.
yeah, yeah. That sounds familiar. That actually sounds familiar. There's no way to know how long she was in space, is there?
Yeah, so just
Motherfuckers.
a rough amount. You know what? Fucking James
My
Gunn
bad.
would have told us the exact
He
amount.
would have said
There you go.
3 months, 3 years, 3 centuries,
You
3 minutes.
that's hilarious. But was I the only one who really digging this sort of time on Krypton on Argo?
No, it was the best part of the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Easily. Fortunately, we did lose the comment scene, which I was looking for. I was like, fuck, we lost the unicorn. There was
Yeah.
something cool about a girl on her unicorn flying through space
I
that I
did
would
like
really like to see in a movie.
I did like the keeping of the line. Krypton didn't die in the day. The gods are not that kind. I
Yeah.
thought that was a
Yeah.
really effective line. I didn't think of her as someone. Maybe this is when she stopped. That makes a lot of sense. But again, it's so different to make her not a citizen of Krypton. She effectively isn't a citizen of Argo. And so for her to talk about Krypton in these hollowed ways, having never been there, only ever hearing I would like almost hate Krypton. Like the planet blew up and killed everyone I love with its fucking radiation or whatever.
I guess that would depend on like what her parents were teaching her about the city.
Yeah.
And like if it, the idea that they're trying to keep up the lie to themselves that this is still this little piece of Krypton is Krypton, even though it's just Argo City.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then you got people from like war-torn countries who still very displaced and still very much feel like they're from countries that maybe don't even exist. Boundary lines or fucking names or flags, all that shit.
You know what's the lesson to be learned here? James Gunn is not allowed to have a life. He took on too big of a responsibility. You want this shit to work? Take your ass to the set, boy. They're making movies under your name without you, and even if you're not directing, they're gonna blame you for it. It's time to get your ass out of bed.
To be honest,
he just wakes up from an email from fucking Kevin Feige. It's just like, so how's it feel, friend?
I feel like he did Peacemaker season 2. He's kind of like just been chilling since then and doing what makes him happy. And I feel like he has a big job across all of this universe. He can't just make his Guardian films, right? Because there's an overarching DC universe that he now curate. And so his movies can't be the only like he can't just only do his. And not to say that he didn't have say over what good and I gotta believe, right, that he had editorial say over.
He definitely read the script. I'm sure he watched cuts of it. I'm sure he made notes on what to edit.
I mean, I think he's the one who mentions the needle drop.
Greg, whatever the fuck, made sure to point out in that interview that we had James Gunn's help in choosing that needle drop that everyone hated
I didn't say
all
anything.
weekend
What are you
long.
talking about?
What?
Like Greg,
it wasn't me.
Oh yeah, he was real quick to be like, yeah,
Wasn't
that was James
me.
Gunn who put that song in there.
We called him. Yeah, the rest of the movie was you though, buddy. I didn't read the book. Fucking hell.
I love that Kara is eventually like, what the fuck is
John
taking
is
so long?
seething, just holding on to this little tidbit of information he wants to
Yeah,
talk
okay.
about.
Oh, we
Became
gonna get
much
there.
bigger
We'll
over
get
the
there.
week, unfortunately.
But yeah, I love that Kara's just like, what the fuck is taking so long? I'm gonna go check because this is I just told you my whole plan is destruction. Ain't nobody coming to get us. I'm gonna go downstairs and find out what the fuck is up. She asks her host what the holdup is and is promptly poisoned by the couple. She realizes that she and Ruthye are being sold out to Krem as a trade for their own daughter who was captured by the brigands. She goes to throw up the remaining poison, but the brigands are already here. It's time to kick more butt. After a punch to the gut that gets her to throw up more of the poison, she's in better
It's
fighting
really
shape.
funny.
Yeah. Better fighting shape. But obviously outnumbered. Luckily, out of nowhere, Lobo shows up and is here looking for his target, and the two impressively take down several members of the crew. Sometimes even RSC's kill Krem, knocks her away in a nightclub owner their daughter among the brides, but their reunion is bittersweet as kills the whole family for retreating with his men via teleport.
I want to note that I appreciate that milk is a galactic known concept.
Milk?
Yes.
Getting things from udders, getting things from the breast of some sort of.
There's something someone's gonna do on any planet in any part of the universe. It is grab a
An animal and
body
just
part
start
with their
squeezing.
fucking mouth on it.
You know,
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
grab a titty
unfortunately,
in some variation or
Hope it's a
another.
titty. That's all I'm
Looks
saying.
interesting.
That's all I'm saying. Not the only
That milk
place
looks
stuff
milky,
comes
a
out.
little extra milky. Not
No,
interesting.
No, when you're older.
The only part about this scene that really bugged me was that like Kara should have, as a superpowered Kryptonian, should have just been unstoppable on this planet. But I feel like every brigand could hold their own against her, which makes them the most elite force in the universe.
I would
If
like
all
to
of
have seen
them-
her fist go through some heads. That would have been pretty impressive.
Yeah, like that
Oh,
was
shit.
my biggest frustration about this was like the people are holding their own against her or like taking her blows, and it's like, wow, you shouldn't, like, none of you should be able to withstand anything. Like,
Yeah.
You could even say the poison affected her, but even still,
That's what they were going for. That's why they
That's what I
poisoned her
thought, too.
before that scene in the. It was like supposedly trying to nerf her or whatever, so that this could be a more realistic scene.
Like every fight,
it's
almost every
fine.
fight has like some situation where she is compromised in some way.
Yeah.
and she's depowered right before every fight.
Yeah.
And this is
That's
another
because they're
criticism. Now
it's
that I'm
a bunch
now
of.
that we keep talking about this, I'm finding a more criticism. Again, I like the film, but again, criticism. I think they went to the well of the yellow sun too. I think there was at least 3 instances of if she's absolutely gone, she's absolutely gonna die. Oh, look, the sun. And now she's back, and now she's fine. Maybe that's to educate the fans of what the power of the sun does to Kryptonians.
You're right.
But this felt like a lot.
Saw Superman.
Yeah. We also saw Superman.
Well, and then during this, they talked about like all the Kryptonians a lot. Oh, you're Kryptonian, you're Kryptonian.
Yeah.
Were the Kryptonians just traveling the universe like that?
Yes.
They know more, but they also know more. Well, the Kryptonians weren't supposed to be doing space travel, depending on what book it is, right? Because they were like outlawed space travel in one case.
I think
they know more about the 4 Kryptonians that might be still around, or Krypton as a whole, than they spoke of the Jedi in Star Wars in New Hope.
I was telling John when I got out. I was telling
can't-
John when I got out the movie, it gives me this feeling of the backwater Earthlings don't know anything about the space community.
Yeah,
you don't, because you're a bunch of ratchet ass. Nobody wanted to talk with you. But I mean, I think about the DC universe and how everyone knows that Krypton blew up, and it's a story, it's a legend almost across the fucking entirety of the universe. And then I don't really think twice because it came from the source material, so I'm not questioning it.
That was a question I heard. That was a question I saw come up multiple times. How do these people know she's a Kryptonian?
The Green Lanterns. their fucking galaxy-wide, universe-wide police force. They
Police
share
force, yeah.
stories. One of those lanterns would have been assigned to what is it, 2815 or whatever? It's like not even that far or whatever. It's like a weird number that's familiar or whatever. But yeah, fucking Tomar Ray.
Tomar Ray.
Tomar Ray.
Tomar Ray is assigned to the sector where Krypton blew up at. And he talks about that shit all the time. I've got the guilt. And so I'm sure he's told his stories to every other lantern in the fucking Oa, and they've taken the story of Krypton with them around the galaxy. It spreads.
Well, I think the question is like the moment they see Supergirl and she's like, the question is what makes her a Kryptonian to them.
The language on her chest, it's like you recognize Japanese.
Sure.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, it's an S, but yeah, I get you.
To us, to them,
Yeah, we don't know if that's some sort of space swastika going around. They're like, wait a minute.
Why is she wearing that? Whoa!
Again,
Is Earth Argentina?
I need that to be a scene now. Like she just needs to walk into a bar and everyone's like, "Hey, what the hell are you doing?
Whoa, you can't wear that.
fuck
out.
is
You
that?
walking in here like that?
This
Come
is
on now.
not 50 years ago. We've changed.
You know what that thing means?
They've been trying to make the Kryptonians a little bit of extremists. I mean, the idea of sending, Jor-El sending his son over there to conquer Earth or whatever, and now
I
this
will
guy.
accept that he was desperate, and maybe normally he wasn't like that, because that's kind of
But here's the thing.
there. He was like, "Man, we're gonna die, so I'm sending you to the best possible place I can send you. You'll be a god. You can have all their women." Like,
But the reason why I think they might all be in cahoots with it, maybe, just maybe, Argo
Maybe,
isn't,
just
like,
maybe.
a very poor place. Like maybe there's no reason not to believe that
No.
the richest created this little dome and killed, like blocked it off from everybody else. Closed
no, I
the,
think you took it
closed the
too
gates of
far.
the mega church during the hurricane kind of shit.
Yeah,
And now-
Not the mega church, no.
now-
I think in a planetary
Let us
destruction
in, Joel.
situation, that's
Jor-El
your
Osteen.
inevitability. There's
Yeah.
gonna be a door closed on billions of people, and they're all gonna die. There's no way you can save everyone. But I think they made it a point that not everyone is like Jor-El. Like I think that's what that line was for. And she was like, "That poor fucking baby. He's a normal baby." They sent him out there to do that.
I think that's fine, but then we get to, okay, I stole my brother's, schematics. You're gonna build this fucking shit anyway.
But
I'm
it's
gonna send
been
you-
7 more years. This is where that thing where it's like,
Yeah.
brother, I got kids, and let me tell you, you think one thing at one point,
Yeah.
and then if you get desperate enough, you can all die. I will kill all of you for this child. You understand? So fuck what I was thinking
Real.
7 years ago. You go be a god with my fucking nephew, because I was wrong. We
It's
are
just
gonna
something
die.
about people named Joel.
Go be a god. Fuck it. Go to Earth. You're gonna live. That's what's most important to me right now. That's how I took it.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, he definitely was desperate. I don't even know. But it had to be better than being.
Yeah.
As far
Yeah,
as like
cancel
the whole
world.
suspension of
He
disbelief
bought
about
7
her.
years, right?
Yeah. Despite the whole suspension of disbelief about her powers and stuff like that, I can't. Once I start that, that's just like what is it, like a no rolling down a hill, because it's like he could have been with Ruthie and been like, I think one of them downstairs said, "Where's the poison?"
Yeah,
like
My
someone
God,
downstairs just said, "Where's the poison?"
the
Or-
way I
No,
filled
the
that
blue
plot
bottle, the blue
hole
one.
in a long time ago was that they have to be listening.
Yeah, selective. They can't hear
I
everything
think
all
they
the-
have to focus. Like you got to focus your eyes
Yeah.
on something to see it.
Oh, like in The Last of Us, the video game, you hit the button. and
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
gotta
oh,
hit that
no.
button. I grab your fucking wrist or something. I'm not sure.
I'm glad that the Last of Us references keep coming.
Don't do it.
But they did. I think they did a good job showing this death of the nightclub owners, and this. I think that's something that had to happen. That Kremlin wanted to kill. And I think equally as evocative is the fact that overwhelmed by the sheer. That leaves her eyes back to the surface, and when she comes back to the surface, all business. She doesn't come back and put her head in her hand. She's like, "Okay, where's this mother? Out. I'm about to find. I'm about to find this plan. I'm about to do this thing."
Well, they made that little girl's death her fault. like straight
Yeah.
up.
Oh, because she ran
Yeah,
away.
she stopped Krem from dying. She went and was so worried about Ruthie.
Oh,
and she
yes,
turns
yes,
around
yes,
and she's
yes.
too fucking late, and now she's blaming herself. So now we can kind of justify what we're gonna do at the end.
You guys think of the whole screaming into the void?
I thought it was pretty cool. Like it was a great way to evoke emotion, but in a way where you can't, obviously there's no sound in space. So like, I thought it was a really interesting way to tell that version of her. I can just feel the pain.
Yeah.
Should have flown into the sun.
Ooh, Icarus style, nice.
That would have been the
We
18th
just
time she would have ran.
we just couldn't do it.
into
We
the
just
sun.
couldn't do
Yeah,
it.
but
It's too cool.
how
Too
power
cool.
would she have got? She just became a god. She'd become Super Saiyan.
All right. So yeah, she gets one of those Krem spies to give up where the brigands are, taking them. So here's the thing, and maybe I got this wrong, but like when I looking through, it was like Barrington is a planet that has a sun.
Yes.
Whatever explicitly said that it said it's kryptonite in the comic, but in the comic it's kryptonite. Literally built this sun as a prison for Superman.
No, I think he just says that they're like that the green sun is toxic to them.
Yeah, so this is I guess where my
And
mind went.
yeah,
It's
it's
just
inexplicable why.
It's just yellow sun this, red sun this, green sun this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And not too far from the fucking TV show, which is just like, well, the red kryptonite does this, and the green one does this, and the pink one is what Clark uses on Pride Month, and
that's also true.
It's true. That's canon.
Kryptonite, I feel like was like I had to like I did double take. Oh, it's not a kryptonite.
yeah.
I would say it's a kryptonite sun anyway. They just don't have a term for it. I'm not sure what they would know what kryptonite is. Although for that matter, how the fuck do they know what it is on Earth?
Well, Krem knows what it is.
I was gonna say,
yeah, that bothered me on Superman as well.
I was gonna say, who do you mean them in this case? The writers or the character?
Yeah, well, at this point, you should really ask that question.
What do you mean?
Because I do believe that the phrase kryptonite is uttered.
No, they uttered it on fucking Argo.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
It's created the new mineral kryptonite, and I'm like, well, okay, now how did that word spread across the universe then? Like, okay, now
there was a memo in Supergirl's thing, and then it got dispersed to everyone's Wi-Fi.
I want there to be like some sort of like
5G.
really like shitty like space news reporter.
It's just Jimmy Olsen in like in an astronaut's hat.
Because Lex didn't have actual factual kryptonite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they made a point during the cabinet meeting to be like, and as far as we can ascertain, there's no kryptonite on Earth left.
Yeah.
And
so
I would believe it was in Jor-El's archives if they didn't create the word 8 years after Krypton blew up.
Yeah. Although I guess
I say he puts in that flash drive and it's like, you've conquered Earth, son. Now let me tell you about kryptonite. Now that
doesn't he need to
killed all our enemies,
What?
taken many wives.
Yeah.
Now I'll let you know about this mineral that might be able to kill you.
Although like that's sort of interesting too in the sense that like isn't there a thing that like Metamorpho needs to understand the actual chemical makeup of the thing to imitate it?
I know
Yeah.
Firestorm does. That was
I can
Doomsday Clock.
I can easily believe that they discovered these pieces of fucking rock on Earth that were green, and they know Superman comes from Krypton, and the scientists on Earth were like, we'll call it kryptonite. And that's how I always understood the Earthlings had kryptonite and made the name up themselves. Not
Now
that
it's
this is
a
a big
galaxy.
deal, but
It turns out kryptonite is a
This is funny because this is not a big deal. This doesn't happen at all,
No,
but
no.
we're having this conversation. God damn
Well,
it.
no. It's just like you know. I think it's
but-
funny that it turns out kryptonite is an actual word in High Valerian.
It's
But
basic English or whatever.
to go back to earlier in the movie, how she gets on the space bus to go from a red planet to go whatever. Do they have those on Earth? If so, why don't we have more aliens on Earth in like Metropolis and whatnot? Yeah.
They're disguised.
I mean, have you seen how they? I think they just saw how they treated the blacks, and they were just like, nah.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good
They were
point.
like, oh, he's the president? Yeah, we done.
Well, I mean, Superman looks like a regular dude, and they treated him like shit as soon as they
Yeah.
didn't like
I've
him.
worn these
So,
arms. I'm not going down there.
yeah.
Also,
I don't think they like greens.
we get to we go to a Barrington, and I feel like this. Why would they put her on a plane? Has to wait out.
No, what I said was that I didn't understand why they would anchor themselves and be stationary, like themselves from. Shouldn't they be moving with the green around the plane?
They were on an airship, weren't they?
Yeah, so wouldn't they
You're
want to
right.
put themselves in orbit to where
Yeah,
the
yeah.
green
She's like
sun all
orbiting
the
the. Oh,
time?
actually orbiting the star the entire
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Instead of only being protected half of the time, that just felt like a major plot hole.
12 hours is good enough for me.
Maybe
No.
maybe there was only so much water.
I think
Is there-
there's just these points where sometimes you have to sort of accept that the criminals are not smart, or they probably wouldn't be criminals.
But equally,
He's
but
just
equally-
hungry, bro.
But equally, as we talk about due diligence. Who often, I won't go to you now finding out what the racial climate. Just goes to this planet and it's like, oh shit, a green sun and fucking collapses. She knows who Lobo is. She knows who Krem is. She knows where these other planets are, and she knows different languages, alien languages. But had no idea that there was a planet that had a
To
green
be fair,
sun.
she's.
And it's a big.
I went to London
mean,
one time
it is
in
big.
April and just
it's a big place.
pack it. I didn't. And then I had to go grocery store first.
I'm reminded.
She was
I'm
on more
reminded
substance.
as George goes through all that, I'm reminded of my several arguments about the movie Signs.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fair
And
enough.
how the aliens just did no due diligence about the. Oh, you see,
Oh, because
look at
water
that
is
thing
leaking,
that
right?
70% of the planet's covered in. I hope
Oh,
we're not
shit.
the
They got
alien
water here?
one.
What do you mean 70%? This is out of control. Yeah,
Maybe aliens are stupid.
It's so,
Yeah, maybe.
in the comic. It's
Will
so
Smith
harrowing.
punched one right in the face.
Yeah,
Welcome to Earth.
I feel like in the comic it was much harrowing because she was deserted there, and then it's revealed
Yeah.
that she's basically been deserted to die, and Homeboy is light years away. It was kind of strange to like her put herself on this planet and then get sick and fall over, and then Ruthie's like, "I'll take you to this cave." And then they do the water thing, and so the water thing. When she asked for water, I got excited. Because in the comic, she asked for water, gets up to get water. Ruthie's like, "You're not fucking." Like, girl, I will knock you out. And Ruthie pulls the sword on her. If you go out there, you might die. There's stuff out there, you're too. I gotta kill. Let's kill you. Even like starts to exposit to herself. How I might die, and I would have given up my whole mission for being here. Father, now that's a secondary thing. First priority is to. So she's like, "I need water," and Ruthie's like, "Okay." I'm like, "What the fuck? What's going on?" And then she just goes and tries to get her water and gets
I had other
kidnapped.
problems with not this scene with she Ruthie getting the water.
Oh, see,
But also, before she goes, "Hey, I know you're sick right now, dying from kryptonite or green sun or whatever. Here's your suit."
Yeah, I stole this from your ship.
Yeah,
I didn't
like,
steal
that
any of the
doesn't-
med packs.
No,
Like,
I see. I like the idea that
food.
I like the idea that she thought it was a special super suit
Yeah, yeah,
because she is
Yeah,
a
give her
child.
yeah. They'll give her more powers. Like if she puts it on, and she's just like passing out. and
She
just
thought it was an
fucking staring
Iron
at
Man
it.
suit. She thought the powers were in the suit.
Oh, nanobots, nice.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird stuff here because like Ruthie comes from a place where like y'all still got blacksmith, 3D printing, fucking Krypton. So I don't know. I don't know what about this.
Yeah.
But
Anything.
then she goes out in bright red fucking bubble suit, like sticking out like a sore thumb. We're in hiding, but here I am, like right ass
Yeah.
fucking out in the open. And then
Listen, if the British can make that mistake, so can she.
That is
Ah,
red coats. And she had that
Yeah.
accent. She's a descendant. Yeah, she's
It
somebody
is
like-
kind of amusing that like the movie almost like she has her exposit what her particular mission is all the time, and yet the movie also goes out of their way to expose how woefully inept Ruthye is at doing absolutely anything.
Yeah, and I think she's
There's,
just young enough to do it. I bought it because of how young and naive that she was.
Yeah.
Now, her getting caught, I was kind of like, okay, what's going on here?
it was their attempt to sand over that plot point. Like because if you remember in the book, the lake
And
was
sand gets
it
everywhere.
was a natural trap. It
Yeah.
was a trap. It's been radiated by that green sun all these years. You can't go down there and drink that water because no matter how thirsty you are, if you drink that water, you're gonna die. It's a trap. And they took that word trap, and they liked that word trap, and that's all they kept.
The water.
They were kind of reading
It's a
like
trap.
this. They're like, what's
It's a
that?
trap.
What that word
That's
say?
it.
Trap. Okay.
It's another Star Wars reference.
Yes. They should have been an Akbar, and they could have slid an Akbar in here somewhere.
they gotta do the Star Wars if they slip, not stepping on crossing.
So
Crossed,
put those like skinny
but
Men
it
in
was
Black
still put.
weird aliens, skinny worm aliens.
Men in
The
Black.
worms.
Guys in there. Those guys are definitely.
Oh yeah.
They're up to some shady shit.
They're just
Can
they're,
they get them? Can they get them coffee?
they're just picking up the bodies when they're done.
Back hurts just think about how they stand. So,
I can't wait for that remake to fail.
I mean, it kind of did.
Again?
International, right?
Well, no, that was not really a remake as much as just a far-flung sequel. I'm waiting for them to like start it over.
It's just gonna be Kevin Hart and The Rock. That's all they.
Oh God!
That's all they're
ew.
gonna do.
Jesus. Don't do that. Don't put that into the world. We don't need that.
Palmer and Timothy Chalamet in the next.
No, it's gonna be Kiki Palmer and the Hot Ones guy.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, love, true love. You know when you see it. So Ruthie goes out to get Kara water, but out she's captured by men. Put her in a cell on Lobo, which Prem comes to antagonize her and interrogate her about but later on she out Super for a ruse. And just had fate on the spikes. Lobo cheers her on, and after teasing that she might leave him behind, Ruthie frees. Am I to believe that Lobo takes credit for this plan, right?
Yeah,
Kind of, yeah.
Says that he was there.
his plan was to wait for her to do something.
Yeah, his plan was to wait for her to do everything, and then he's gonna do it.
Okay. There's also a lot of people that was like, why was she taking this guy down? The reason that that didn't like. Oh, what?
Well, I mean, if her father was making practicing.
At the same. Like I've only had
Space Reptar.
pigs on the phone. All this talk of killing. Killed.
Yeah. I have the benefit of not having read this book like a year and a half ago, so I didn't remember a lot.
I actually kept meaning to buy this book to read it, and I kept pushing it back and pushing it back. And literally this weekend, before I went and saw the movie, I was like, I probably should have really done that. And like now looking back, I'm really glad I didn't.
Somebody said, "Wait a minute, read the comic. You read the comic after the movie.
Yeah,
That's how I feel about novels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I tell the big one for me was Dark Phoenix, and especially the second time after reading that run, falling in love with that story. That adaptation has broken my brain forever, and now the illusion that any amazing comic will be a 1-for-1 adaptation. So I never had that. I thought a lot of this stuff should be layups. It's literally written and it's storyboarded for you. How could you mess this up?
Yeah.
But
see, when we did the Dark Phoenix thing, I was, because I'd only known as a memory, having watched the Dark Phoenix saga on the show. So we read the comic book, and I was like, okay, cool. We read the comic book. I'm gonna go watch that. I'm gonna go watch those episodes again. And it's hilarious to me that, like, even though you might on the surface it feels like almost a 1-to-1 adaptation, they do the most egregious thing they could possibly do in a cartoon, which is completely absolve her of any murder because all those planets are uninhabited.
But yeah, even the best adaptation be 1-for-1, and so that kind of eased same stuff. It's because my heart's been broken, my mind.
You'll always have the Winter Soldier, which is pretty damn close.
The Winter Soldier is pretty. Oh, sorry. So she frees Lobo. Her search for Krem leads her back on the ship, and as she tries to stealthy, she's instantly caught by Krem. Like, she's like trying to stick around. Like, what the fuck? Like, and he sees her. And he almost kills her, but then Supergirl arrives. This is the big Supergirl moment. She flies up, rocking the suit. She takes down several. Ruthye is flung off the fight, but is by a kryptonite arrow from Krem, who taunts her. He literally affected by. Falls to her knees. Low member of Krem's. Sorry. Cuts off his head. Say that this. Him just showing up, the way he just shows up, the way he just cuts off the head of this person, like, it's all done very. Tell it was kind of butchered in the edit, but you could also tell that they may have had to do this kind of in stealth mode to keep all that
keeps
stuff.
Happening.
He
keeps
is
happening.
like to make like that. What's his name? The Serious stranger who just shows up and finishes the job for you. Like, he just kept showing up in this movie, and by the perfect time to blow shit up. So I love Lobo for that. I hope he continues that thing. Like,
that does sound like Tuxedo Mask.
Honestly,
it is a little bit like
I
Tuxedo Mask.
that would be really.
If they can ever figure out how to make one.
I was gonna say
Stranger.
it would be pretty cool just to have a Superman game.
Is that not a thing?
No,
Not in this next gen.
Not in our
Nintendo
lifetime.
64 was the last one I recall.
And it was horrible. Can
It
we
was
not
so
even
bad,
talk
yeah.
about
About Superman 64?
Yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah. There's the
Video games of all time.
there's the like there's the catch-22 of a Superman game, which is if he's Superman, there's nothing anybody can do to him. And if you take away him being Superman, then it's not a Superman game.
Man, Spider-Man would technically turn you into dust if he punched you, and here we are with a whole ass Spider-Man game, and we're fine.
Yeah, but you can punch Spider-Man in the face and it hurts him.
It'll hurt you most times, unless he wants to let you. That's the thing about Spider-Man. A lot of times he's just acting, bro. There's fucking Spider-Man.
Spider-Man just can sell.
He can sell. He can sell his ass off.
That's the right create.
Definitely. And the thing, we're still rehabbing this. Literally, like right now, still rehabbing this character to a point that people would be interested. Last time we got people interested in this character, it had to be a murder.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
my very first.
Oh yeah, the injustice.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
They
True
did
injustice.
tease him during the Batman or the Arkham Knight game or the Arkham City game. And
Yeah.
they were rumored to be working on using the same engine they used for Batman on a Superman game. And,
But you
and
got-
they could not get the writing down.
And now you have Suicide Squad.
Oh, kills
No
Listen,
thanks.
uh,
Fuck you.
I stand by the Arkham games. I don't stand by Suicide Squad. It's like
It's easy to stand by the Arkham games.
no, they're amazing.
Incredible. I also like pizza.
Yeah. Yeah, Arkham Asylum might be one of the
Well,
best
they called it Suicide
superhero
Squad.
games
Ever.
bar none. Yeah.
You would have to do like a Superman War World game. Yeah, he's like trapped somewhere.
Yeah,
But then,
like
you said,
it's
he's not
It's
Superman anymore.
DC KO time. That's
Ah.
it. Yeah.
Or no, all the villains would have kryptonite.
Yeah.
Like
Living
every
embodiments. There's a whole alien race with living embodiments of kryptonite. I don't
See,
know.
because of the
Shards.
story they do at Lex Luthor, I'm just like, oh, it's Earth Cancer all over the place.
I was eating a piece of candy or a piece of gum, and I was like, man, I don't know where to put it. So I put it in this cup. And then I forgot I put it in that cup. And I filled up the cup with soda.
Oh,
Oh hell yeah!
I mean, it's my gum,
It's like spearmint soda.
but still.
you got
This is
mint
fucked
chocolate
up.
chip soda.
I just tweeted something.
I don't know.
That's the real
No.
kryptonite.
That's kryptonite. Yes.
That's the real kryptonite right there. And I'll put a superhero on his knees.
My kryptonite is any sort of mint flavored sweet.
Power.
Like-
I-
Mint chocolate is the
makes me.
shit.
Maybe that makes me.
It might.
Take over the
Mint-
world together, George.
Mint chocolate
We'll
is
destroy the
kryptonite.
world
Ugh.
together.
Yeah, right? It's awful.
It's an
It's
acquired
terrible.
taste like Malta. I don't expect
It's-
everyone to love
It
it.
comes
They are-
with you know.
Okay, fair enough.
What are you talking
I disagree because I love mint chocolate.
Yes, but it's been a wig the whole
Well,
time.
that doesn't say good things about the future of your follicles.
So
also did not have a very good. I also didn't have a very good experience at my first Malta, so maybe it does come with something.
I'm telling you, bro, it's an acquired taste. Yeah. So he shows up, kills that guy, jumps on a space hawk, starts tossing grenades that eviscerate the ship, possibly killing a bunch of the brides in the process. Kara, or people that were captured in the cells. Kara falls into the water, but rises using her heat vision. I don't know if that's a Supergirl 84 reference, that she shoots right back up out of the water. That's the only thing I could think that it is. And then she
We were
starts
having
up-
such a good time, George.
We got a director that got no idea what comic book he's adapting, but he got the nerve to reference a bad Supergirl movie. I slapped the shit out of you, you motherfucker.
But the worst part is like I feel like it's great length. Like, oh my god, the kryptonite's affecting her cells, and then goes to the sun and it's like, oh, they're back to normal. Like, yeah, everything's all good.
It took her a second. You ever fall and you're just like, oh god, I gotta get back up.
But
I
she
don't know
like
how."
dead to rights. Like she was ready to go. Like it was about to be Kara's last stand. And then
That's
she's
right.
like,
I'm a fucking Kryptonian.
So elsewhere, Ruthye evades the ship's destruction, but is tracked down by Krem, who tries to behead her. This happens about 8 times, where someone's trying to kill
Yeah.
Ruthye, and then Supergirl shows up and beats the
Terrible.
hell out of them.
Ooh,
Uh,
they apparently Krem originally was looking like he was like screaming he's gonna take Ruthie and marry her or some shit,
oh.
and they cut that, which is like
So were you talking about this?
They
Like,
probably
why
should
do
have,
they
though.
want Supergirl?
Like,
that's but you already know because he's a fucking pet. That's the whole point. Like he is a pedophile. He is an evil
Yeah.
Yeah,
rapist
the
man.
Ruthie thing I would get, but I don't understand
No.
why he was after Supergirl.
Well, if they
Shit, I can't get the
breed
little
with
one.
the Kryptonian woman.
I'm
like that would be
trying to
too
get the
much trouble for
blue
a
one,
pedophile.
George.
I feel like the reason
I
why
mean, I don't even
pedophiles
think
target
he's,
people is because
like-
of power and because
Well-
of like influence. And
I don't
like
think
a
that
pedophile
disqualifies him
punch
from
up.
being interested in Supergirl.
punching
I think
up for a
Supergirl's
pedophile.
quite
He's-
young.
that's
Supergirl's younger than him.
Yeah.
He
anyone
looks
younger
to
than him
be
is like,
50. I think he's just
23-year-olds
interested.
are fucking children.
I wouldn't go that far.
And he's probably a billionaire.
I did some fucked up things at 23 years old that I would not put on a child.
I would agree.
Yeah, no, I don't like how we were willing to tell this story without going there. Like, if you can't tell this story, why tell this story? If you can't, like, not that I want to see people get fucking sexually assaulted, but the idea that we had to cut him screaming that I'm gonna steal that little girl. I mean, he's an evil guy. He should be doing evil things. He's boring as fuck. He needs something. He needs something to make me hate him. Rather than
I can't help but feel like parts of his character up out of it.
He's left us with vague European. I thought he brought more to the role than I thought he would. It already looked generic as fuck. When all I saw was the design, I was like, this is fucked up. You took a normal ass dude and somehow made it worse. He was just a dude, and you somehow fucked that up. I'm not sure how we did that.
The whole thing, like, people often talk about people rubbing up wrong against comic book adaptation. I feel like the biggest criticism usually is, why do you think that you know more than the person who wrote the book that you're adapting because you like it? If you're adapting it because you like it, then they made choices in it that make it likable. You took this story and then decided that the way the villain looks wasn't scary enough, good enough. And you made him look completely... If they would have just shown this villain and never told you who he was, no one would have assumed it was who it was. Like in the trailer or whatever. Obviously now you connected to the Ruthye of it all, you would connect it to Woman of Tomorrow. But if they would just show you the poster and they're like, we're making a Supergirl movie and this is the villain, no one would have been like, oh, they must be adapting Woman of Tomorrow. That has to be Krem. They would have just assumed there was some kind of like weird alien. And so like that was strange to me, but I felt like they were trying to give him more. They wanted to give him more. Got cut, and maybe they were rides and stuff. I do like that once Supergirl shows up and like she frees some of the brides, and she just like mollywops Prem. Like she just beats the shit out of him and tosses him and bounces him off the ground a couple times before like punching him in the face. Maybe they had to make him, as they were saying, stronger than 1,000 men because he would have died like on the first contact.
Yeah.
Famously, to my knowledge, Supergirl never strikes him. He never gets the opportunity to get close enough to him to do anything. And that's the evasion. Like if she could or if she wanted to, he'd be dead. Keeps evading her. Where in this, they've met 4 or 5 times on different planets and in different situations.
I also think that I'm going to tie this to the real world for a second.
Yeah.
The Ellisons, who are big fans of our current situation, are the possible owners of Warner Brothers, who may have had a little bit of creative control in removing some of that.
Could you imagine
just to avoid some discussions or comparisons being made. I think that's speculation on my side, but
I think it would have been really, really, really late, like to the point where you would have had to do delays if
what's also
had
weird?
any power.
I just think if you're cutting out words, it's easy to have it to see his back walking and only use certain dialogue or cut out scenes of
ADR
I'm gonna make that child my I think it'd be one of those things as opposed to
the late stuff to me is not, there's not a 0% chance for that in my opinion, because one of the things I didn't know, because maybe I just wasn't paying attention, is this thing had 3 different composers assigned it to it. So originally it was supposed to be that guy from Westworld.
Oh shit.
I can't remember his name. It's very foreign. I don't want to mess it up by trying to guess what it is. But they had him attached. Then he left for whatever reason, and they had like the regular DCEU house composer attached. And then the actual composer who did this film got attached in February of this year.
He did that shit in 2 minutes.
That's when the Ellisons took over. No big deal.
And so to me, it's like, I thought the music in this was sauceless. I didn't feel like there was any personality in the music. And that's what makes me feel like it wasn't a James Gunn led thing, because I feel like I didn't know punk rock by Iggy Pop before I saw Superman. Now that song's in my head. You understand? Like, there's so many songs that he's picked up and put in my head because they were actually good choice songs. This feels like almost a karaoke version of a James Gunn movie, where they are seeing the words on the screen and trying their best to, mimic them.
What?
When we were driving to go see this film, we looked up the official playlist, right? And it's got Blondie and it's got Doubt. None of that played in this film. The Blondie song was like the biggest song to promote this film, and it never plays. Call me in it.
She's got the shirt on.
The gentleman from Westworld is Ramin Djawadi.
Yes,
Djawadi.
Yeah, so he was supposed to, and he's known for like very serious scores. So you think, considering what this was and how epic this was supposed to be, that it probably was going in that direction. That's maybe lighter or more James Gunn-esque. Like, okay, so get James Gunn on it. It's like not answering his, hanging out with making this whole fucking David Corns when they're doing coke with fucking Peter Safford, and he's not answering the phone. What would he do? Oh, he would put a song in this. What song? I don't know. How about The Middle by Jimmy Eat World, but a female cover of it?
I didn't hate the. I did not hate this. I didn't hate it. I thought it was fine. I don't even know that song very well to know that it was a cover or not. Like, it's not part of my childhood.
I'll be honest,
the only thing I
can, because I love Jimmy Eat World, but all right.
That's
I don't know.
I
I didn't even know.
The only thing I can compare it to is I didn't dislike this at all compared to like how much I was kind of annoyed by the use of Just a Girl in Captain Marvel.
That felt very on the nose. With this, I laughed. I thought the intention was to laugh. I thought you were supposed to laugh at like the absurdity of it. Someone else pointed out online that it is a song about hope, like that everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And in that sense that it works.
Yeah, it's like it's literally a song about like just get through this, you come out the other side.
Yes.
Did they?
I don't know. I guess I just didn't like. I was more.
John doesn't have Jimmy Eat World in his heart.
Well, that's
Dude,
for sure.
But
I was
American album phenomenal front to back.
I was more distracted by the fact that we were doing a slow motion circular needle drop shot. I was like, is she just Superman but a girl? Like, is that not what we're trying to get away from?
I mean, depending on who you ask.
I was getting a little bit of the Mr. Terrific vibes.
It was very Mr. Terrific.
What?
Yeah.
And that's why when they did that interview and they were like, "Oh, we called James Gunn so he could help us with that needle drop," and I was like, "You really went and you were like, we need to do something that's just like James Gunn's Superman." That's exactly what happened in this movie.
They said like 46.
It's that fucking joke. It's that fucking joke about It's that fucking joke about Crimson Tide where they start randomly talking about Silver Surfer. It's just like, yeah, you don't need to tell anybody that you got Quentin Tarantino to touch up your script. No. We all know this.
There will be signs.
Yeah, there will be signs, yeah. It's also cheaper to cover a song than it is to license a song, too.
Fucking Warner Brothers. I got
they got the fucking money, man. Come on, man.
That's what I was saying. Like, I thought there would be a more...
But I didn't even...
Yeah,
again, that was.
Man, I have such a fucked up, not fucked up. I have such a silly ECW fucking reminder of that bullshit.
Okay.
Like the idea that the idea that they had Just Incredible come out to a cover of a song that was a cheap song to begin with. It's like, oh, you couldn't afford the $50, Paul. You had to get it for $15.
I mean, that's bad, but WCW was doing that shit all the time, right? Fucking high five and shit. Yeah.
Before we move on from this scene, I did want to say that I just didn't have a bigger problem with it as anybody else. Besides the fact that it was a ripoff of the movie that just came a year ago.
Sure.
But have you seen the outrage over this? This is like all over.
No.
But
I'm not surprised.
If someone says something funny enough and it has an ounce of truth, it will spread.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. When they talked about how bad this needle drop is, it was the vague posting first. Oh, you've got to see how bad this needle drop is at the end. Watch, everyone watch. Yeah. And then
which is like the infection, right? It's already bad because you've planted the seed.
And you come
Yeah.
out of it and you also want to say something funny. I got to get part of that conversation. So I agree. And this is why I agree. And it's a joke. And it's a meme now. So the whole scene is
the
a
new
meme
thing
now.
that they're doing is they're taking serious scenes from other DC, putting covers over them, Milly covers
It's
over them,
funny.
and saying like the Batman.
No, that could be great though.
Craig Gillespie.
I mean, as if we hadn't already done that with Linkin Park and several other ideas.
Fucking what I've done.
What
Yeah.
I've done, yeah, for sure.
I guess there's a million
that
other songs
phenomenon?
someone else could have picked that might have worked better or whatever, but this one was fine. It wasn't nearly. It
Yeah,
wasn't.
she
really
was literally in the
fucking
middle.
sin.
You know, yeah, that's you literally.
Yeah, it's kind of on the nose. Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to complain, it should have just been. She should have had a theme song. You can
Yeah.
play
The
that
other thing,
shit.
I look at the score
We
and
play that.
it's like Supergirl suite, and I'm like, she had a motif or whatever. Like, she had like
Yeah,
music. I don't remember hearing a theme.
Supposedly,
yeah.
Or
I
anything like that.
recognize
Which
it
is-
from
which is
my
sort of-
Instagram post.
Yeah,
where I
which
used
is-
the music.
Like it was kind of funny to me too, and it sort of speaks to like whatever sort of musical direction some movies tend to have. Like there were some, and we've seen this all over the MCU. There are some movies where like there is a motif, but you barely hear it. There's a very particular Captain America motif that's like kind of underscores the Winter Soldier film, but it's not like a booming theme song.
Yeah.
And then there's stuff like Superman, the most recent Superman, and what we all felt when we watched Infinity War and Endgame, which is just like, no, we're going to beat the shit out of you with this Avengers theme.
Yeah, you're gonna. But the thing is, if you give it reverence, then it means something later on down the line, right? Like if they were planning the scenes of this Supergirl theme, and then they played the Supergirl theme when she flew up into the sky, you're like, oh shit, that's a thing. It was in that moment that, and when thinking about that I had this thought in my mind that I didn't realize how important to me those motifs are in superhero stuff. I think like Spider-Verse is an example, right? Where they have a bit of a theme and that theme slides in. They have an emotional version of it. They have like a action version of it, of the Miles Morales or Spider-Verse theme that permeates through both of the films so far. And then, as somebody who is an unabashed fan of the Arrowverse, they beat you to death with those songs. But I love the Flash theme.
Dun,
and I love
dun,
the
dun,
Arrow
dun,
theme.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, and like the Flash theme had a sad version, had a we're talking in the hallway version, it had a this is a jokey scene version, but it was the same theme. You were very much head over the head with when you hear this song, this is the Flash. When you hear this song, this is Arrow.
Yeah.
I don't have that with
Sure.
Kara in this, and it feels like
But
she has a little bit less of an identity because of it.
Yeah, what I can admit because I didn't notice it till I think I watched it maybe the second or third time, which is just like the climactic Portals theme is actually playing all through Endgame.
Oh wow!
You
okay.
hear there's it is echoed multiple times throughout the movie before you get to that
It's a
scene.
big moment. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
That
If you
makes
actually
sense.
watch it just listening a lot to the backtracking, there's a lot of the clock's motif going through it. And then the big climax at the end really throws it in your face.
Yeah, I think they could have worked a little harder on getting her something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
my biggest pet peeve usually when you're doing this girl boss kind of used to over and over again. That was shorthand for this girl is a badass about to do shit.
Yes.
And so thank you for having the restraint.
Because nothing says badass woman like strung
I'm
out
sorry,
Courtney
but-
Love.
Call Me by Blondie is not
Oh.
that many degrees away from.
It's not. It's not. I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, but I don't think "Call Me" is a final battle, like culmination of a final battle song.
So at
It's
this
kind
point,
of-
I don't think they were thinking about what's a good final battle song. They
That's
thought,
right. Yeah,
they
that's
were
probably
like,
fair.
Yeah, I don't think they were thinking that when I complained about fucking Just a Girl
James?
either in Captain Marvel.
James, do you have any ideas? And he's like in bed with his wife.
They said that it was-
whatever.
They said that this needle drop
yeah.
was like one of 45 choices. And I can't help but think that he just gave them a list. And
I'm
this
not
was,
looking at this list,
46
bro.
or whatever on it. It was like, I didn't mean that one. I put that one as a joke. That was a joke.
You remember-
That choice.
Do you remember the fucking the Stone Cold Steve Austin list? Like Ice Dagger,
Yes, yeah, you weren't supposed to take that one seriously. I literally had to write 46. You understand? That's why we got here. But
I would. Oh,
I know what you're
Yeah,
talking
but
about.
that's exactly why I would appreciate it because I don't know it. A lot of
no,
James Gunn
hey,
songs I don't
come on.
fucking
They
know.
should
No, you would. I think you would know when you heard it, John.
Maybe.
Bro,
I
the
don't know
layup
that.
is right there. They should have did Rue Bulletproof. It's right there.
See that I don't know.
It thematically makes sense because he's fucking bulletproof. They should have come up with like a real grungy version of that.
Oh,
And you know, we would have been off the basis.
So you're saying we
or
should have just used Soundgarden?
what if they would have done the Kryptonite? They would have done a cover to
No,
Kryptonite.
God, no. This was every fear I had when the Superman movie was getting fucking coming out.
I'm not afraid to fly.
I'm not
that's a different Kryptonite song than I
Yeah,
was thinking.
no, yes,
I
it
don't
is.
think I'm white
that
enough.
was 5 for fighting.
Yes, it is.
Superman.
I am.
Great-
I like
great
the other
song.
Kryptonite song for
Yeah,
fighting.
if I go crazy,
Hell
Yeah.
So the last brigand is taken out by a freed bride. I guess that was kind of like a girl. Oh yeah,
or whatever.
we got freed, and
Those, girls that we've barely paid any attention to. They would have been like a like slavery thing.
it was
Okay.
it was also a black bride.
Shot
who
a
did
gun.
It.
They shot a gun. It was very cool.
It was a black
were
bride who did
really-
it, and I suspect it is because the only traitors in this were black people. For some, that was a thematic choice.
You know what? I didn't notice it until you said it. Now I wish you hadn't said it.
Yeah.
They're the ones that gave Kara up, so they found they just had one do something. I guess it kind of
Mm-mm.
feels there. Kara walks up to Ruthye.
You don't want to know. Don't tell him. You shouldn't have told me, but you did. And now I'm telling you, you don't want to know.
Yes. Kara walks up to Ruthye, who has Krem at sword point. She convinces her to walk away, advising her against revenge or. Krem vows that he will never stop hunting for her. This might have been one of the moments where he probably would have said, "You will be my bride." Kara's like, "Oh, you won't stop hunting for her? Okay." Stab, stab. She stabs him in the chest and she stabs him in the neck. One for Krypto, one for Ruthye, and kills the villain herself.
I'm the bitch whose dog you shot.
Yes.
Was it for Ruthye or was it for the girl in the alley?
It was for herself. It was so she can feel better about it.
For England James. No.
He's like, this is for Krypton. He's like, what? I didn't even do it.
I don't even know who that is.
Me. I don't even know who you are.
And obviously, like this ending with Supergirl killing Krem is a humongous departure from the incredibly depressing ending in the book where Ruthie murders Krem in cold blood, or at least
Actually, only if you're the writer of this film.
that's
Oh,
what
boy.
That's what happened.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we address the elephant.
Yes, here's the elephant. Here's the elephant in the room.
Give me the elephant.
They completely changed the ending of the
Bring me
book.
the elephant.
They changed the ending of the book. They changed the ending of the book to fit this film, but didn't understand what the ending of the book actually was. And so, for those who haven't had this point, at the end of this book, which has been told to you by Ruthie this entire tale, Ruthie refers to all these little faddle making up. And so, in the last chapter of but that's not what that is in prison for back out of the Phantom Zone. Supergirl presents him Ruthie forgiveness. Ruthie having him rights, acts him with after this came out, Tom King was asked if Krem died, and he said no. I thought I made it pretty obvious that he's alive.
It was
Never supposed to be.
To be
So-
fair, that quote is old. So if he starts to come out in an interview now talking about, oh
If
well,
Tom King changes
actually,
his theme, I would
Prem is
fucking
dead.
lose it.
I'll fucking shit so hard on him because he's literally said, and these are years old interviews. Like
Oh
he's
man.
literally said point blank, period. No, there's no ambiguity there. I'm sorry if you were confused. That motherfucker's not dead. That's not how I wrote my story. So the thing that kills me is he works here. Like they made a big deal about how Tom King works at DC Studios, and I consult him about everything. And this is the story that he wrote. So we consulted him when we adapted it. Did he have his assistant talk to y'all? Like, was he
Yeah.
there? You know, like was
it's
he
very
out
confusing
sick?
how you messed this up. But what's even funnier is the point that you made earlier.
It was
which
actually
is-
some dude from Baltimore also named Tom King. It was just
Yeah, right. They contacted wrong TomKing at gmail.com. But
Yeah.
the thing that is even more ironic is, as we spoke about earlier, an entire planet was renamed in an effort to honor the artist. But they couldn't understand her artwork enough to understand how the film was made. So that feels a little backward.
Now here's another thing too. Here's where it's rotten from the inside out. The writer misunderstood the book. The director did not read the book.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to go from the writer's script.
Yes.
So the infection has already spread to the top. This movie is rotten, unfortunately, from the inside in that regard, which
No,
sucks because
I
I
try to report on it, and I'm like, oh, she didn't understand the book, and then she changed the ending, and everyone's like, what are you talking about? Of course she understood the book. Supergirl kills Krem in the book, and Supergirl kills Krem in the movie. I'm like, no, that's not that. You look at it; it's not what happened. But people are convinced.
But then on top of that, see,
which is another
Krem in
layer
the
of
book.
getting it wrong.
that was what the screenwriter said was that Ruth, which didn't happen in
Nogara?
the text, and
Yeah.
it didn't happen in
Oh.
the picture.
Yeah,
yeah.
So-
That's
there's
funny.
nothing. There's nothing supporting the fact that Ruthie kills Krem at all. And someone was like,
What
"Oh,
copy
someone
were they handing out?
If you skim it and you don't properly read that comic, you might come out with the idea that Ruthie killed him. If you just kind of look at it,
At
if you
that
didn't
end
have any
swing?
interest in his book when you were adapting it, why the fuck did you take this job?
the
I mean, there's an easy answer to that question, but you won't like it.
Broke ass
things
bitch.
I'll say on it is one. I think that that's probably maybe they just felt like they changed too much. That's why they stopped calling it Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow as a film title or the super. The other thing I will say is that when we
I completely
covered it-
forgot that happened.
yeah, it was the name of this film for a very long time until they took it away. When we covered it last week, we covered it wasn't that kind of interesting? How they show one thing and they say another. We never throw anything past it. Like obviously he's still alive, and we moved past it. The idea that the writer saw that and was so affected that she had to change it blows my mind when we just saw the literal meaning of it. Third, with the whole glancing over it, maybe you glanced over it and maybe you got it wrong by glancing over it. Somebody was trying to tell me, obviously Ruthie kills him because you see him hit him Krem and then ladders. And the text says it. I say, what? Well, the text says Supergirl stabbed him, and you're showing me an image of her, Ruthie hitting him with a cane, which are two completely different things. So the text is not saying it. Neither is the art saying it. And
when I thought,
but
no, I was gonna say when I thought they changed this ending on purpose, or they knew what they were doing, and they were like, "Well, we want our version of Supergirl to be really different from Superman, so she's gonna straight up kill him." I was like, you know what? In that moment, in this movie, in this story, it was satisfying. He deserved to die. So fine. But finding out that she did that because she thought that's what happened in the book, I was like, did you just flip this shit on its head for me? Like, I wish I never would have found this out. You just ripped the whole grade off this movie for me.
it kind of sucks. And we're moving past.
I want to point out
Go ahead.
just passively that I just quickly put the question into the search engine, and even the famously shoddy AI seems to know that Krem doesn't die.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Yeah, it's and so now like people were going around with like Tom King's like on a podcast saying it, like they're like timestamp the that
I feel
point
like
of it all.
I feel like it's the wrong time in the public consciousness to be losing to the AI.
Yes. Yes. And again, like the idea that you would see this story and be like, oh my god, I want to adapt it. I think I know the way around it. I'll have embodiment of hope stab him in the chest and heart, and that will be what saves us. This being too bleak of a film. And John,
I'd like
you both will get this reference, John and Greg. I was fine with Supergirl killing Prem because it kind of reminded me of Identity Crisis when Dr. Light's like, I'll do it again. If you let me go, I'll fucking do it. And they're like, well, he said
Sorry,
it.
rapist.
We got it. Yeah, and that's another rapist. And they were like, well, if he's doing this, we're gonna have to do something permanent.
Somewhere Wonder Woman was like, gotta snap that neck. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, I had no qualms about.
I want to also point out from like, when was this book released?
2021.
2021. Okay, yeah. So, I found a Reddit post from 2 years ago. A gentleman posted on DC Comics Reddit, the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, the ending. Just finished reading that comic book and have one question. How do you feel about the ending of this comic with Ruthye killing Prem at the end? Very first comment. You need to reread that last page, dog.
I remember when I was going through this war, I was getting visibly upset because of just the lack of comprehension. And we pulled up the book again and looked at the panels again to be like, maybe we got this wrong. And it's clear as day. It's clear as day.
It's just a vortex of confusion.
We talked about it from so many different angles. Looked at it. We went over my panel. Back several pages. Is the lead up to it? Did we miss? Why are we being badly online? How wrong we are. We just couldn't find it, and everything. Clearly, we're so stupid. We're missing.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know what else to say.
You just got to take pride in knowing that these are all the people that you can read better than. Look at you. Look at you all. Because there's other, like, you're not wrong. Tom King said you're not wrong. We know what happened in that book for a 100% certain fact. There's no question about it. So not only does it bother me that this lady apparently either didn't care about the book enough to actually read it or doesn't have a high enough comprehension level to be writing films and shouldn't have been writing this in the first place. I got so angry I lost my train of thought.
No, but it's funny because like you were saying, I remember turning to Jessica.
Worked himself to a shoot real fast.
I turned to Jessica and I'm like, she's a writer. Subtext is her job. It's her job to read between the lines. Like this is,
but there's also other people. They're supposed to be guardrails.
Quality control.
Quality control. There's supposed to be several people that read this. James Gunn read this, assuming that he read this. Well, he said he did. It's a job.
Assuming she's talking about this. He may have never really said more than just, I changed ending from what happened.
Yeah.
And by all means, she definitely changed the ending from what happened in the book.
But that's no understanding of what happened in the book.
So it was funny to me that it took all the way until the movie was out and her to be interviewed for him to say, yeah, I changed Ruthye killing him. And I can't even imagine how many people did say she changed it from the book. Well, we didn't ask what she thought happened in the book, to be fair. We did change.
And the thing is, with the whole arguing thing, I was having this conversation off air, nothing beats a person who may not be the most just saying, You can have all the facts, the figures, the books, the quotes, the recorded history of Tom King saying this, and they just go, and I can't beat that. If presented with all that, they win.
I
dealing with my
wish
teenager.
we I
That's what they
wish
do.
we
They say,
could know. Like I wish I could be a fly on the wall when James Gunn was scrolling Twitter that morning. And he sees this probably out of context on Twitter, so he can't believe this has to be fake. This can't be a real quote.
I
He
think he
could've
did what we did. We looked back, we looked forward, we looked in the book, we looked at what the quote was. Wait a minute, because
You gotta text Tom King now, and you gotta tell Tom King, hey man, we got a big fucking problem.
if anyone fucking asks you what happened to that guy, you say Ruthye fucking got killed by him. All right.
Are you sure? Are you sure she didn't kill him in that book?
Oh my god! I had someone literally tell me, why did I think that Tom King was a reliable narrator?
Go to hell! Oh my god, I'm so sick of these.
What does that
people.
mean? Why did I think that the person who wrote the story might know what happened in the story?
I can't. Bro, when people are that dumb, I can't give them the weight of acknowledgement beyond the single moment where I laugh at their stupidity. I can't bring them back up. They're too stupid. You don't deserve to be referenced again. You deserve to fade away into history. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I don't even want you to exist in my space. So, I just deal with people who know better, and then we laugh at the ones who don't.
Yeah,
it's easier for your mental health.
And the thing is, when I presented it, it wasn't a drag. It was like, isn't this interesting? What an interesting.
That's why I told George, I was like, no, man, you left too many room for you left too much room for questions. It should have been straight up. This lady fucked this up. Like, this piece of information is wrong because these people think you're asking them. I'm not asking you. I don't want to know what you think. I'm telling you this is wrong.
Yeah.
The often obviously highly performative photo of lead actor Reed's comic book is especially hilarious right now.
Oh my no, but you know what? I bet you she fucking understood that ending. I bet you Milly Alcock read that book and she was like, yeah, man, I get that. That makes a lot of sense, but we changed it. That's fine. Mm-hmm. And then she probably read that interview that morning and she was like, what the fuck?
It's the worst.
But Pat, this is why John appreciates the fuck out of the Miss Marvel girl who's just like, no, it's not. It's wrong.
Yeah, she's got the balls to argue.
Right, that's correct.
So, she's great.
Iman Vellani, who.
Yes, that's her name.
Oh yeah, versus 3, 5, 5, 6, whatever.
That woman will stand on ceremony.
Is bro, bunch of.
But you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
I'm just imagining like all these people who are grown adults and like have this job that supports their families and that they hold on to very dearly. Watching this literal child tell Kevin Feige no.
Yeah, bro.
But getting back to Milly Alcock, I mean, you were probably right in that there was no way to know that this lady misunderstood the book. Sure. And probably up until that moment in the interview. And I really wish I could have seen all the chickens running around with no head because the PR was already fucked. And this lady, they didn't expect this lady's interview to come out on Monday and be this stupid.
I mean, the room where we obviously review the script and approve the script and like understand where she's coming from. Like there has to be conversations.
But that's what I'm saying. There's no way. There's no way. There's just no way. Tom King works there.
Keep getting disconnected from the live, but we still have this video up. And then now that we've acknowledged their big mistake on this, my question to you guys, then GT, then Yogi, the fact that she didn't rub you.
I just met this girl. I have no outstanding opinion.
That makes sense. Asa?
He was a villain. I do like the argument for why hey, don't dirty your soul. Let me dirty. Mine's already dirty. Let me do it. I thought that was a good like hero trope that we really don't get a lot of.
Yeah.
And I thought he was a villain that was definitely worthy of being killed. I did like the spin on it where like I don't know. I didn't know all of the lore behind it, which is funny. So as you guys are talking about it, I actually looked it up and people are saying it's weird because Ruthye killed him in the book. And I'm like, oh, that's really funny. But anyways,
Yeah.
no, yeah. So I thought his death was fine. I mean, I thought it was that I guess poetic that she used the sword instead of just lasering him in half,
Yeah.
giving him the old Homelander treatment.
And she gave him another neck hole, which used to be a fan of those. GT, how do you feel about Supergirl killing somebody? Is this the same as the outcry people were having about Man of Steel?
Hey, I expected the reaction to be the same. Like that was my thought coming out of it. Like, oh man, the discourse on this will be incredibly intelligent and nuanced. Uh, other than all that, like
mostly I don't want to sleep with Supergirl. I'm not gonna watch.
That's also true. Which I mean, I can imagine a lot worse options. I don't know, whatever, man. My thought coming out of this was, this is going to be very interesting. A very interesting confrontation once Clark finds out about it and what rift it causes between the two of them. That was my first thought. The actual in-world implications of her relationship with Clark once this comes out. If the conversation ever comes up that she killed a man, and Clark's obvious aversion to such things, he also has to deal with the fallout of Hawkgirl killing a fucking political leader. So like that's gonna be great.
People when he doesn't know how to stop it.
Yeah.
He's like, all
Right.
these women, what's going on? I can't stop it.
You haven't killed anyone, have you, Lois?
I mean, that you know of.
Like, not today, Mark. Not today.
She is punk rock.
Yeah.
I did.
But that was my thought. I thought it'd be. That was my thought. I thought it would be a very interesting in-universe sort of angle for, like, maybe not so soon, but like, yeah, maybe Man of Tomorrow talks about this or whatever the sequel's called.
She's obviously showing her hand as far as how she thinks these kind of people should be treated.
Yeah,
how
and I think that'll be. And I think when my gears were turning about it at the end of the movie, like my thought was like, yeah, like this would be really interesting when it comes down to like how the two of them want to treat the Brainiac situation very differently, and as the other instigating agent in the situation, how Luthor will manipulate that situation between the two of them.
Have a big.
Yeah.
Brainiac's gonna have that Argo in the bottom.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. There was a reason it didn't blow up.
Supergirl kills a guy.
He was a bad guy. He had to die. I'm a big fan of killing people who are bad. Unfortunately.
What's the timestamp on this? I just
I just got a clip, John, saying I'm a big fan of him.
Way to lay that up there, buddy.
It's
man
a
who
good
was
clip.
recently quoted in Tokyo Sports says he wants to kill.
Oh no.
He wants to.
I think it's obviously a big ethical argument, right? I am, he was an evil rapist and he did bad things to little girls and he should have had his head cut off along with other things. Supergirl doing it is interesting. I don't know. I'm not so attached to the idea that she's got to be just like Clark. I'm happy with attempts to change her from her cousin. Why the fuck would she also share his whole ideology, like the whole thing? Like they don't have a single ounce of common upbringing. He came up.
Nerd doesn't mean I am.
Yeah, like he came up in fucking Kansas with the literal nicest people you could ever find on Earth, and she had cancer trauma, and people died around her, and death is actually not even foreign to her. The people died every day.
Deep abandonment.
What the fuck does
Yeah,
it matter if
100%.
this bad person dies? All those good people died around me. What's another bad dude? I do think it's gonna come up in the future. I don't think he's gonna necessarily find out about this. It's so remote. Like, how the fuck would he even know? It'd be really contrived. But
Movies contrived? What? No.
yeah, but damn, goddamn, you know, like, no, I feel like something's gonna happen, and she's gonna be like, "Well, let's kill this motherfucker too." And he's gonna be like,
Oh yeah, let's kill Brainiac.
This
So,
is
yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
she's gonna say, "Let's kill the motherfucker too." He's gonna be like, two.
I'm just picturing like all these women that were odd now, so they in it where they Ryan's built.
That'd be cool.
No, the statue is her stabbing Krim.
Yeah, oh my God.
And Clark's like, "Do you wanna explain that?"
What's that about?
It's film battle.
It's symbolic. It's symbolic.
That'll be the thing that like
in the artwork. It's
something
be
he's
the-
come across before. Like there's been stories where, not just stories, but one of my favorite stories ever in all of comics is The New Frontier. And in The New Frontier, Wonder Woman is in the Amazon, and not in the Amazon. It's like Vietnam, and she frees all these Vietnamese sex slaves, and she lets them deal with the people that did that to her, that did that to them. She's just like, their guns are on the ground. You do whatever you want. They did this to you. And Superman comes afterwards, and he sees the aftermath, and he's just like, what the fuck is going on? You know, like, what is this? And she tells him straight up, like, we're not the same, Clark. You handle things different than I do. These women were done, unspeakable things happened to them. What was I supposed to let
instance
them
of
do?
Clark being around murderous women and being like, I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
It's really similar.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
see, I can see them taking from that for this.
There's a
Clark
very-
and Batman are just like,
Yeah.
why?
There's a very fun scene to me in an episode of Babylon 5 talking about a situation you're talking about where like a tormentor gets left with those he tormented, and the dude who leaves him just goes, "Keep his face and eyes intact. I will need that later. The rest you can deal with yourselves."
I'm a fan of that approach.
If they would have aped the New Frontier story, it almost would, where you get that moment where that brigand is stoned that we talked about last week, right? Where she's stoned and Supergirl doesn't help him, stands there and lets the people act their revenge villain. You really could have had I don't have to save you, or just letting the brides
Yeah.
go to town and her just walk away and be like, you know what, we're not girls, and then have them deal with
Put
it.
it on
and
your
just
worst.
go
Now,
to
that's really why they didn't do it.
not save girls. You get what I'm saying? Like it's the hyenas taking out Scar moment. This person that had them on the field this entire time, now that they have the upper hand, can finally might have been a cleaner way to get all, satisfy everything. We're in the middle. So
All right.
It just takes some time.
Yes. So gives it to her dog and do for a heartfelt reunion. But Krypto was never in any.
Bro, fuck that. I said it last week. I'll say it again. He forgot that he wrote a Krypto plot line, and he was like, "Oh shit, I have to tie that up."
Wow, it's been a long time. Does the dog never actually come back up?
No,
book?
I swear he forgot the dog, and then at the end, right before it's over, they're like, "What happened to Krypto?" And Kara's like, "Oh yeah, he was never sick at all. I lied." That's the line. That's the way they addressed it.
Okay.
There was nothing satisfying about that. That was just, oh yeah, I forgot the dog.
But that's another thing. They used that eye as a serious against.
Yeah.
Also serve as understanding what the book was.
Maybe she just didn't catch that line about.
She was skimming this whole fucking.
That's what happened. She stopped at issue 7 and was like, "I think I got it. I think I understand what's going on."
Oh no!
I don't think I really.
I'm just imagining like I'm just imagining an executive reading the Anna Noguera confession like Bane on the fucking mark. Like, and in this false lie, and in this lie,
here's the big issue. Like, here's the real
Final.
problem. She's signed for 2 more movies.
Yeah.
She's doing Teen Titans, and she's doing Wonder Woman. This motherfucker can't even read.
Oh, we're gonna get a Deathstroke. We're gonna get a Deathstroke Tara love story.
I think there's a level of
As you
accountability
know, in
now.
that book, they
Oh
were in a
no, not
relationship.
more.
Bro,
Not
you're talking
more.
about listen, seriously. You're talking about a self-contained story. 8 issues of a book. She couldn't understand that. We're supposed to trust this woman with figure out this 50 years of history real fast and give us a movie.
They were already
8 issues.
They're already kind of getting on her because it was quoted on saying making.
There's no way she gets away with it again, though.
No, she doesn't because we fire her. We find someone new. Yay, we got a new writer. Wouldn't that be great?
An easier book.
It would be funny if she just
A bit more
refilmed Wonder Woman with Gal Gadot, like shot for shot.
Shot for shot. Yeah.
She's like, I got this idea.
Is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted?
I think I
AI'd a new
this.
actress. She didn't even refilm it. It's just the same. It's literally just a new actress. They just green screen a new actress in every scene.
We're doomed. Is what's going on. We're doomed. We started off so strong. Now we're doomed.
Later, Kara says goodbye to Ruth with her aunt now. Father, realizing that this might be their last time together, Kara lets birthday one last time before. Heartfelt moment back home. Kara tells her. Mark smiles, getting a bit concerned. Krypto might be staying. That's basically the end of the film. I thought that David Corenswet did a great job being an endearing. Really pulled that off. Pulled off. Get hurt. I feel like it's kind of how the Avengers.
Language.
Yeah, but it's never out of disrespect. You're not treating like oh, that's fucking
like a bitch.
Yeah, basically. I like that. I think David did a good job playing Ernest, playing like heartfelt and the small town sort of Western hospital.
Yeah.
Really comes off. I think that those two have good chemistry together. I think that Milly does her best here because stuff with Krypto when he's sick. Her father on this scene here or on other in any one of these sort of actions.
I did like her like pithy banter with Lobo though.
I thought the action was really good.
I thought that was good.
I like the action scenes.
Like,
it was.
Aren't you that bitch from the bar? I can say the same about you.
Yeah. And he was down with that too. He was like, I don't know.
He was like, I like this one. He's got funk.
I like Lobo.
I like Lobo.
Lobo was I didn't think he was like a treat. He wasn't on screen long enough to hate.
Yes.
McKenna left you wanted more.
I didn't think they wanted you to hate him on this.
He's real good. Yeah, I don't know if I want to see a Lobo movie, which is
no.
They got Jason fucking Momoa doing. I know he's gonna campaign for it, and James Gunn is his friend.
Of course.
And they're gonna be like, why not?
No, he just if he hooks up with Ryan Reynolds and they just do it in the full Deadpool style.
Lobo Deadpool.
Yeah.
Movie.
In the Deadpool style, just Lobo just does whatever the fuck he wants. I'm making his money.
A way similar to make him R-rated. I think that could be really nice. And what
I mean, I just met the guy, but yeah, that's the vibe I get. R-rated.
My Lobo is the one from Superman the animated series. He's played by Raymond's brother from Everybody Loves Raymond.
He's Brad Garrett.
Brad Garrett.
Yeah.
I never put that together, but that makes sense.
Also played Hulk Hogan.
He's so good.
He played Hulk Hogan in The rock and wrestling.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
got a
I hear
good
it.
voice.
Yeah. It sounds
But
very
yeah.
strange. But
It
that,
does. Coming from Hogan, it does.
that was woman up. Oh, that was woman
was
up
what?
tomorrow. My armrest fell down. That was woman up tomorrow. Again, flawed, and we know why.
Today.
Like that usually when something goes wrong with these films, we can't pinpoint a single reason why, and I think that's the reason. Ire, like there's some deserved ire. But
Yeah.
the other side of it.
Luckily for us, some people told on themselves.
Yeah, and there's another thing. Like you're fully allowed to not like this. 100% allowed. Like you're 100% allowed to like any film. But some of the reasons up front before the film even came out, so disgusting.
Yeah.
That I found myself wanting to defend the film before I even saw it, and I had my own. I have to be super articulate about it before I get lumped into the bonfire against this woman. So it's a very strange thing where I want to say that there's more improvements that could be made to make this into something better, and I have to.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Or I don't trust my sexual.
It's always the worst conversation when you have to start the discussion with no, but my reasons are good.
Yes, basically, 100%.
Nah, that's.
Felt like,
oh, go ahead, Issa. My bad.
I don't know, it just felt like a lot of the same argument of Captain Marvel, fucking 7 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, they're still grinding their axe to fucking Brie Larson, bro.
It
7
just
years
feels like
later.
the same argument to be had, but like that's it. Like I wanted someone hotter. Okay, well, you got who you got. So watch it. And be
I'm
mad.
sorry you don't want to screw this protagonist. I'm really, I feel terrible.
Yeah,
I'm
sure she stays up at night and she's really sad about everyone not.
But also, how much more attractive do you want Brie Larson to be? Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah, there's also that as well.
Milly Alcock is pretty.
I agree.
Girl.
Yeah,
I agree.
Everybody's talking about.
But they keep saying that she shoved her politics down people's throat when she was asked on a random red carpet what the sexuality of Supergirl is. She goes, I don't know. Maybe she goes both ways. But that was obviously telling us that this film would be filled wall to wall with LGBT signaling, even though there's no she's aromantic.
I think the death.
And, very
She's
strange.
not at the bar trying to or
she's trying to get
alien
drunk
or otherwise. She's there to...
I like the idea of her saying, like, I don't know, maybe she goes both ways. I don't write the movie. If I'm not gonna say it, and then someone wants to write me in the other fucking direction.
I mean, the narrative was like, oh, blew up her chances. Everything was going fine until she said that.
Terrible.
I'm like, what does that even mean? What do you mean everything was going fine until she said what? That the character might like women on occasion, and so that started. Like, again,
what
I
does
don't
sexuality even mean on Krypton?
Yeah, I don't think it's. Watch it again. Would watch it with young girls. That's on it.
Don't.
Have several.
Hey man, hey,
this is true.
Hypothetically.
Don't clip FK, John. So there's mutual for destruction. You won't release that clip if I don't release the clip of you wanting to kill people who deserve to die.
I'm glad we can all agree with this.
I'm about to have some power.
Welcome to Absolute Aces Comic Book
Club. The death of
the other guy.
The death of this movie at the box office, it comes from it having its own issues mixed with the fucking the stuff that's completely baseless and useless and doesn't have a place. So she didn't have a chance going into this. Like, this movie is not that bad. This movie is harmless, but it's got its issues. Like, it's fine though. You know, like, I would watch this with my daughter. My daughter loved it, and my wife loved it. My son loved it.
My girlfriend enjoyed it.
So it's fucked, but I'm glad that Peter Safran came out, James Gunn's co-chair, and they straight up said, like, it's fine. DC Universe is fine, everyone. Supergirl's okay. We know this movie's gonna fucking die. It's okay.
The Bullet Club is also fine.
There's also a lot that was said about upfront money that was made through the multiple different licensing.
Yeah.
AFC and
they made a lot of that back before they even came out.
Stuff. So they made a bunch.
Yeah.
I don't know if they made enough to make money on top of their.
People almost never really know how much money a movie makes other than the gross, and like there's so much other stuff tied to it.
Yeah, but motherfuckers become box office and analysts overnight when it comes to this female superhero shit. All of a sudden,
You know what happens though? It's what I'm worried about now is they spent $100 million paying for advertisement in this film, and it did bomb, and it isn't gonna make much money. And so, like, what happens next time? Like, remember what happened to Green Lantern for a fucking decade after his movie sucked.
Sure.
It killed everything. It killed unrelated projects.
I didn't necessarily love the marketing for this film. I don't think it was like
you don't want the crypto chicken bucket.
Huh? No, I just
you don't want the crypto chicken bucket. You aren't a fan.
No.
What was that?
It felt aimless. I didn't get the vibes from the trailers or anything. I knowing what the book was, I could watch the trailer and be like, okay, I recognize comic book movie. I didn't watch it and go, oh, fuck, they nailed it. I didn't know what they nailed. It didn't feel like it didn't feel vibey.
Yeah.
And maybe they need to work a little bit more. Similar to what we do here, all we're asking the movie watching experience needs to be fun. This was fun. Dramatic. But yeah, like Yogi said, I think it's harmless. I think you watch it if you everything and didn't. But I want to see what happens. Brothers is for Steve, like John said, also, and so they could take hits, different things that in the past they've had very strong knee-jerk reactions. Funny like this knows how they're gonna feel about all this kind of stuff. People want James.
Oh yeah.
Him
something he had no control over.
Superman. Huh?
Yeah. Something he had no control over. Them ending the Snyderverse.
Well, the thing was, they did Black Adam, and then they showed Henry Cavill.
Yeah, but they shouldn't have.
The Rock sabotaged this whole fucking thing.
It's Dwayne Johnson's fault. He
had he not overshot his load, pun intended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we still have Cavill. Honestly.
Is the guy that The Rock spoke to not working there anymore?
No.
Wasn't it Hamada?
Isn't he dead?
Walter Hamada?
No, he's not. He's not dead. His
career. One of the bad people you said you wanted dead.
Yes.
Short answer, yes. Long answer, yes.
Because that was the story, right? Like The Rock couldn't get the answer he wanted from one place, so he went over the guy's head and went to WB and then got what he wanted. Is that guy still there?
I don't think so. They went through 4 or 5 different regime changes since then. But yeah, he put Henry Cavill in that movie as Superman. Everyone was fine to lay Henry Cavill to rest in the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League. And then they brought the idea or possibility that Henry Cavill could come back as Superman. James Gunn took, and like 4 or 5 months later, James Gunn comes out and says, yeah, we're starting to match. They've never forgiven him.
Because they still have the Blue Beetle as well that will likely be dead, and it was.
He's saying that he's going to rope Blue Beetle into his universe. And we're still.
Yeah, I heard James Gunn really liked Blue Beetle and said he wanted to keep him.
He's going to be a 60-year-old man by the time they finally come back around to that. That was it.
We'll have a Cobra Kai sequel series.
But yeah, I mean,
I was happy for Solo.
We still, we still got 2 other blockbusters to make a bunch of money with Day and Avengers Doomsday, and talk about like huge shoes to fill. Brand New Day is coming off the heels of No Way Home, which I believe is the most successful Spider-Man movie of all time. And then similarly,
it only took 3 of them.
Yeah. Similarly, Doomsday has to, is in the shadow of the 2 billion-dollar.
Oh.
They're hoping to kind of get close to numbers with that by them actually re-releasing Endgame to remind everybody how good that was.
And it's supposed to have
7
additional
years ago.
content that
Yeah.
leads to Doomsday.
Yeah.
Don't let me start.
Yeah, and to come
Don't
back
let
around.
me start.
So we'll see what lessons, if any, did these Hollywood people learn, because I'm finding myself and my expectations for these films dropping exponentially as they come out. It just seems like they've kind of lost the plot and the sauce, and can't help but think that comes as a result of putting these films on a conveyor belt and trying to just manufacture them and put them out, and announced him this kind of James Gunn announced when he first took over this entire slate. I think we are 3 projects into 10 projects that he announced. Some of them lost writers, some of them has lost directors, some of them have been put on hold indefinite.
Are we counting Creature Commandos?
Huh?
It happened.
The Creature Commandos
I'm asking, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what the third one is.
And they're doing season 2.
We're waiting on Waller. Well, we had Supergirl, Superman, and this. If you want to count Peacemaker season 2, that's 4 things in his little world. But no, we're still waiting on The Authority. We're still waiting on Swamp Thing. We're still waiting on Waller.
Is anybody really waiting on The Authority?
Is anybody waiting on Waller? The fuck do
I
I want to see?
I didn't even remember Waller was a thing until he said so.
This is my thing. Like,
Waller is put into season 2 of Creature Commandos. I bet it's melded together and they kind of work it out.
I can see that.
Viola Davis is gonna be real disappointed that her leading television show got turned into a cartoon role. Yeah, very. That's a big paycheck, dog.
Listen, maybe this will give it to her. They're gonna save the money.
James Gunn, man. He's got these little quirks, and I was worried about this from the beginning. He wants to play with all the fucking side characters, and that's fine. But you gotta lay your foundation first. Nobody wants to go from watching fucking Superman to seeing his cousin immediately after. Unfortunately, that's a big thing. And you can see even the people that made this film. It was made so close to Superman. They were trying to do things that Superman did. We needed some space for Supergirl. There should have been honestly, you should have just got right to the Trinity. The Trinity should have been first. You can't build your foundation off a bunch of fuckheads. There has to be the Trinity. The gods come first. There's your foundation. Then you do your little fun side shit. Otherwise, you're just gonna get a bunch of disinterest. There was no time to be playing games and fucking fleshing things out the way he did. There had to be a little more urgency to this. He thought he had all the time in the world, and now David or whatever the fucking Ellisons owned fucking Warner Brothers. Yeah. So now we might not even finish this. And he spent all of our time playing with little fuckhead characters because it was cute. Yeah, Peacemaker was so fun. Yay. We're fucking Batman.
Bro, you're not watching the Gorilla Grodd, Jimmy Olsen?
Oh God, yeah, maybe he'll show up there. No, I can't wait for Clayface. Clayface is coming in September. A Clayface movie. They're making a Clayface movie.
I am amused at the idea that I am constantly reading that they believe they've already secretly casted Batman.
Because it's absurd to imagine that they're making a Clayface movie with no Batman.
Well, no, because there was a rumor that there's been a rumor permeating recently that there was an actor.
It's just absurd. You can't.
That they've already named an actor. That's what I mean.
Oh yeah. I mean, but they're also rumoring that he might be in the Deathstroke Bane movie, which is another movie no one really asked for.
Why would you make a Deathstroke?
Why is there a Deathstroke Bane movie?
It's already been greenlit. They're already working on it. So they tapped the director and a writer. The writer from Captain America: Brave New World.
All right.
Yeah, sure. Fun.
Wait, which version of Brave New World? The one with
Sabra?
The one with Sabra and the Servant Society, or the one with the Hulk?
The one with Seth Rollins.
The one with Seth Rollins.
But as you know, we'll be part of all the conversations we have regarding all the things that come to comic book media, because that's what we do on your behalf of Third Sheet Radio, Comic Book Click, and Major Issues Podcast. We love to talk about this stuff, and it's been
lock in. It's gonna be a long year.
Yes, man. It was great to talk about this film, but our real true passion is comics, and there's still so many great comics coming out that we'll be covering, past, present, and future. We do a lot of things.
so far.
A weekly show
Sir.
called Major Hauls, where one of our correspondents shows you his weekly haul of the comic books that he comes out with. We have Major Previews, which comes out once a month, where we show the solicitations and pick 3 comics that we think guys should be putting on your radar. That will be coming up soon. I believe it just dropped for the month of July.
Yeah.
So go ahead and check that out, guys. We have Major Discourse, our interview series, where we talk to some of the latest and greatest that come to the comic book medium. And that's been going on for like gangbusters. We should have a new couple episodes coming out. I don't want on them because the orders changed a little bit. But we've got some really, really exciting interviews, some really, really cool ones that I think are also going to lead to some cool ones in the future. And we got some really, really special guests that we just have on paper right now that we have not conducted the interviews on. I can't wait to share with you guys. But all of our stuff lives at comicbookclick.com. If you want to know what we do, go to comicbookclick.com for everything Comic Book Click, where our international review team writes from all over the world. So proud of those guys knocking out each and every day. It's where our merchandise lives. Is where our .com/CBC Clubhouse. From there to that, you can free of charge because stuff is behind the. You guys want to help us out this empire? You can by becoming a Patreon and donating that way, buying a piece of. At the very least, tell a friend to tell a friend. Comic Book Click about the video series, bro. Followers on 4,000 now. It's a few months. We're growing, people. Very exciting time. Our team is getting bigger. We have full-on renovations planned. Multiple upping our branding. It's really, really cool to watch this grow into something. 10th year. It's me. Really love the direction that all this stuff is going. Through the various means that I just already spoke about. When you go to comic book, and say you read every review and you checked out every single episode of the podcast, and you're just done. You're about to go probably to some extra. No, stay at Comic Book Click, because if you want to see something dirty, head over to the Dirt Sheet Radio part of Comic Book Click. Those guys are the industry leaders in all professional wrestling and pop culture. And that's good. And for being in the Tokyo Sports article. You're never gonna stop this. known for being.
I brought world peace to professional wrestling today. It was a wonderful thing. I can't believe I immediately.
You're the invisible hand with your hand on the forbidden door. You're the him and
Don Callis is gonna sue somebody.
Right. John runs a tight ship over there. Those guys are doing the best work that they can. And it's better work than I could have ever done, covering all the professional wrestling that there is to cover all across countries, time zones. Check out what they're doing over there at Dirt Sheet Radio. They have check them out.
We're getting a lot of work done, and we're not getting a lot of sleep.
What the fuck is that, bro? I'm gonna watch X-Men after this.
A rising tide raises all. We're both Dirt Sheet Radio and Comic. All of this, and doors are open for you guys to. For you check. Facebook.com/ like Instagram. Media, we're at Major Issues on Twitter. And BBC Itch. And we love. So again, you can give us your money. It's a good hand. But that's all I. So, and it's 4. That means the only thing I have to say is Mike.
Jessica Roberts.
Absolutely, Asa.
Gregory Thomas, aka GT Rebirth.
John Escudero, aka Yogi.
This has our Supergirl and review. whether or not a green sun effect.
They do.
And I
What do
hope
you
they
think
burn
of
in hell.
the dish best served cold or
Yeah.
remember? Take some time. Remember everything.
Hmm.
Everything. Remember that we are the click. God, always remember that you